Welcome one, welcome all to IF's Masters of the Night Prelim 4 for BB Tag tonight here on August 14th. This is, as I just said, the fourth of 5 prelims we're going to be having for our tournament circuit tonight. Now, before I go any further, what is the circuit, you might be asking? Well, this circuit is what I like to consider an online major because we are playing for points. Every tournament you play in gives you a certain amount of points based on your placement. You'll get the most points if you start placing within top 8. Depending on how many points you have, you'll be placed within a leaderboard. And if you are within the top 8 placers of said leaderboard, then you will be eligible to join within the top 8 finalists later after we finish all prelims. And you have the chance to fight for over $500. $500 of which can increase very easily if you can go ahead and check out the Matcherino code that is going to be within the comments right here if we want to pull it up right now. Yeah, there we go. And it is going to be a great night because we do have a ton of people, a bunch of new faces here, and I am looking forward to see every single one of them perform tonight, put on their best bet for one of the most important prelims, I would argue. And to help us do that tonight, we're going to be going ahead and bringing in Four Sword Kirby and Salty Boy as your commentators, both very prestigious people throughout our tournament. How you both doing today?
Hey, I'm doing good. Not sure if I quite live what I received, but glad to be here. Salty Boy, good seeing you. First time commentating with you today. How are you doing? Looking forward to the matches?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the end of the day. I'm ready. I'm relaxed. Ate food already, so I'm all set basically to watch these great matches. And of course, like we've kind of alluded to start things off, this is a bit of an online major here for BB Tag. You have some of the best talent from all across the nation, just competing in this game for points and for that big $500 payout at the very end. So when I say we have some of the strongest players, I mean I'm talking about Ryaza, I'm talking about Chopsuey, Itudeku, for example. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yep. A lot of the longtime mainstays come out, really climbing the ladder of this tournament. This is prelim number 4, the second to last one. Those of you who may have been slacking, there's just a little bit of time left to try to squeeze your way into a top 8 spot. But some of those killers are still in there in this bracket today. Some of them are not, so you have a chance to catch up if you do succeed in doing so. But with that, we got our first match for tonight. It'll be Spritecranberry, Yogamewizard. Very excited to see this one. Spritecranberry, a very strong Azrael player, and Gamewizard needs no introduction at this point. The real Yumi Adachi threat in NA, one of the better ones, the best ones, to be honest.
Yeah, I know this was a match you said you were looking forward to, right?
Yeah, definitely. Always interesting seeing how aggressive style characters deal with Gamewizard's Yumi Gotcha play. It's always also interesting to see how Gamewizard just kind of flips the dynamic on their head. Very good at using Adachi's buttons in order to just kind of stuff out the mix-up attempts, but cannot stuff out that DP. Just goes for the 5C knockdown. Afraid of the burst, but still going to be getting reversed for their troubles. Not looking great.
And really not looking great with how much damage is happening here. That burst being baited as well. So there's not really much you can do in this kind of situation. And that's going to be very close to death. Not quite though,
no,
but this throw will really be enough as that Azrael comes in. Has that resonance, but hasn't used that tag enough to where we're at level 4. So it's going to be a very big uphill battle, especially when you're playing against a character like Yumi that can control the screen so well.
Yeah, for sure. Sprite definitely swinging, trying to get rid of the Adachi while they have the chance. Not going to be happen, but does get a great opportunity here. Gamewizard, no push block through the name, has to hold all of this Azrael mix or risk dying. Oh, and just like that, juicy 5A.
And strength to the super as well, 7A, pretty much unscaled for the most part right there. I love that we just went straight into the super to really maximize the amount of damage we can get off it, as well as making sure that you can build up meter later afterwards, after that super hit. So right now, Spritecranberry is looking in a pretty decent position now, after doing so much damage. You got Yumi in the back lines, that Adachi taking that big hit, a burst coming out, no bait, but super in response. and that's going to be doing a ton of damage to this Yumi, enough to take her out.
Yeah, Sprite definitely doing a great job at taking advantage of Yogamewizard's lack of meter, not able to kind of push block and do things that the team would normally excel at. But, I mean, Gamewizard now in Resonance has some resources, got to play a pretty honest game at this point. All it takes to go is one laser into Super. Sprite one touch away from dying here.
Yeah, talk about screen control. Those lasers are so tough to deal with because they can just fill up the entire screen. And he tries to call down the Persona with the 236, but that's not going to end up working out. And Spritecranberry is going to take full damage from this conversion, but we dropped the combo at the very end.
Oh my god. That dude goes to throw into DP. My guy was just... Oh my lord. Yeah, you definitely saw Sprite had a lot of the momentum, especially once game was without a meter, but I mean, Adachi is definitely one of those characters where any straight touch, he just gets so much obscene reward for what feels like no reason when you're playing up against him. And
yeah, that's true. And I don't think this matchup in particular either is really a good counter to Adachi because, you know, Adachi struggles a little bit more when battling against, you know, other like really, I guess, solid mid-range characters. Think of a character like Ruby, where she kind of just does pretty well into him, since all of Adachi's best long-reaching buttons that give him a lot of reward tend to be those Persona buttons, and there is a possibility that you could get Persona Beacon, which does cost you quite a bit.
Yeah, having disjoints is very useful against Adachi. I mean, Sprite does have a lot of opportunities though. Azrael has great moves to punish things like AD or on block, but if you don't get to really play, you don't really get to a certain neutral. Kind of looking toast right now. Ragna not really doing much of the project at the moment.
The end of our knockdown with the C-Ender, calling in the Yumi for the assist and popping that cross combo to get even more damage from this combo. Are we going to see the burst? Yes, we will, and it will connect with Gamewizard as we're returning back to neutral. So Gamewizard, I love how they just say, like, okay, I have the lead, I'm just going to back up, and what are you going to do? My buttons are great, my assists are great, my screen control with these lasers just completely fill up the screen. How are you going to approach me?
Yeah, that sure was the Yumi Adachi set play classic here. Ragna once again not contributing to the group project. It's all up to Azrael, and he's teacher hit him in a report card, man. A big fat F on that one. Spritecranberry going down 2-0 right now. Quite the hill to climb.
Yeah, right now Gamewizard is on set point, and man, Gamewizard is also really just utilizing that Adachi assist very well as well, since his assist is so good because it moves him forward and it basically locks the opponent down. And at that very final moment, I actually thought that assist might even whiff, but I think the very last possible hit of that assist managed to connect with Spritecranberry, meaning that they're stuck in block stun longer than I think they expected.
Yeah, no, that Adachi 5P feels a little bit egregious with the amount of lockdown it gives. Definitely pretty surprising. You really have to stuff him out and make Gamewizard feel like he can't call it by really hammering down at Adachi's health. But I mean, they've been losing the round start very consistently here. That's kind of sometimes just how things start to crumble. So here we go. Starts getting sandwich. Does not spin the cross combo, and I think because of that, it's going to be, oh no, back into the vortex. Easy though, set it up. Gets hit again. Surprise, surprise. Has the burst, and you know you're down on so much resource at this point.
Oh, but we're going to be finding a big hit here. Not enough to actually spend burst just yet. Gets the CP Ender there. And able to get that Oki situation and find another hit on Gamewizard. Not enough to do a substantial amount of damage as Yumi returns to the backline. Adachi coming in, getting grabbed by the Azrael. And Spritecranberry trying to go for a grab on that wake up, but getting teched. And right now, Gamewizard is taking back control of the screen.
Right, you gotta stop trying to bait out a burst, man. Gamewizard's not gonna do it. Just kill him.
I think that's the big thing, really. Like, trying to bait out burst can be a good thing if you are really expecting it, but in a lot of situations, you really just need to finish it through.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the way that Azrael kind of needs to hunt to get damage. I know if you do get a burst bait, you do get like a character for free. But now you're gonna lose your Azrael, and it's not gonna feel very good. Except if Gamewizard tries to burst bait again, and it'll go a little bit of reversal, blocks the best move in the game. That's another BGO for the troubles.
BCO straight to DP in your face as well. Gamewizard has complete control of this match and of the set as Gamewizard takes it 3-0 over Spritecranberry. Like, after that first game, Spritecranberry almost made that comeback, but after that first game, I mean, Spritecranberry really struggled to get any real advantage over Gamewizard until the very end, as Gamewizard takes out the first of many RFL players in this bracket.
Yeah, Gamewizard. There may have been some too much player matchup experience. Sprite was definitely searching for a verse, definitely wanted to get one and tried to kill a character as hard as possible. But I think as a result of that, Gamewizard just stayed solid, kept on teching out, kept on getting back into neutral and getting their winning situations. And even though Sprite was really able to whittle down Gamewizard in the resource game, it just didn't amount to anything. No, and didn't have enough life bar to really make the comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. But well played to Gamewizard as they move on into winners quarterfinals. We will, of course, be seeing more of Gamewizard because they are a regular here and, of course, have made multiple top 8s for these prelims and really just any BB Tag tournaments in general. And that's really the case for a lot of these players. King of Ninjas is another good example. But another really good example is the next set that we have coming up between Chopsuey and Lucky. I never really was too sure of how to pronounce this thing. Is it LuckyNaegi?
Naegi sounds right. I mean, that's how I would pronounce it. But yeah, Chop definitely one of the best BB Tag players still out there playing the game. Definitely plays very good characters. Probably the best Chie out here. LuckyNaegi, I have not had the privilege of seeing them too much as of late, but the name does ring a bell somewhere.
Yeah, another RFL player coming in as well in the form of LuckyNaegi. LuckyNaegi, pretty decent player as well, but man, playing against Chopsuey for your first playable round, that's gotta be really tough. Chopsuey is really, I find it really funny how this bracket really shaped up because Prelim 1, Prelim 2, Prelim 3, it was all Riazo. Riazo had complete control of these prelims, and then suddenly Riazo was like, okay, I'm not home, I can't play today. So Riazo is skipping out on this one, but almost like it was fate, Chopsuey just tagged in, gave him the high five as he left the ring and stepped in himself. Chopsuey has not entered any of these prelims, did play a bit in Azure earlier this year, but yeah, never has played in any of the prelims yet, so this will be his first performance coming in. I'm sure it's going to be a really strong performance as expected of, like you said, one of the best BB Tag players.
What I'm hearing is that Chop is trying to get a locator card at the last minute.
Yeah, possibly. I think there's a really big chance too as well, because by getting first place, you secure yourself 8 points. And if we see our 8th place player, Yosoro, qualifying into top 8 in 2 weeks, if you look at the point leaderboard, Yosoro only has, I believe, 8 points to their name. So 6 or 8 points to their name. So if Chopsuey wins this one, maybe does a really good performance, make a really good run in the Prelim 5, I think there's a really real possibility that Chopsuey really just sneaks in to that top 8 bracket. He's like, you know what? I know I'm that good. I don't need to be playing in the first 3. I can just hop in the 4th one and then make it into top 8.
Yeah, sometimes, you can really grind it out, get all the points over all the matches. Sometimes you just need to just win 1 or 2 tournaments. That's all you need. But getting right into it, Chop not playing Izayoi, definitely playing more of the maintenance team, quote unquote, Ruby Chie as of late. It's been no slouch though. Definitely has proven very useful in a number of matchups, and I would say Ruby into Adachi, definitely something that you would be inclined to favor Ruby in.
Yeah, like I was talking about before, Ruby is that mid-range menace, especially with that round start. Adachi really struggles against round start with this character. You see that LuckyNaegi is approaching that kind of similar to how I was expecting, where you retreat because if you try to go for a 5B, for example, it can be really good against a lot of characters, but not against Ruby because she can instantly persona break you and you're really going to start hurting. And right now, LuckyNaegi is certainly hurting with this combo that Chopsuey is looping LuckyNaegi in this corner.
Chop able to get a good hit, able to bait out the reverse super from Hakumen. We're going to be getting into another Oki situation. Going to bring him down to the ground. Doing some real, this is my maintenance Oki. Ooh, local routes 5A.
Here as well, cross combo here for the cross up into the charge. Gets hit out of it, can't use that power charge anymore, but still gets the pickup regardless, and it feels like Chopsuey has nothing stopping them right now. LuckyNaegi yet to get any real big hit against Chopsuey, but here is the start of it. Hakumen is a very explosive character, and a single touch like this, especially when we pop resonance, can be very damaging.
Yeah, but Hakumen's neutral in it, Chie, I think he might be cooked here. Hence, still remains to be seen. Chie still got a bit of health, still has not much health left to go. And if you start willing down these characters, it'll be a different story. You should spend the bar. There you go. And bring it into your post-resident state. You got one knockdown. Waste it out.
Bad. I love that we just play patient right there. We go for that follow-up, but we don't want to eat a DP to our face, over a super to our face, and trying to play as patient as possible. But Chop getting a fantastic hit there and rooting straight to that super for an easy confirm, as Chop is going to be taking that first game over Lucky.
Absolutely. Pushing that super as late as possible to make you think it'll win. Shaking my head very much. But yeah, good stuff from Chop on that first game. LuckyNaegi definitely, I mean, that Adachi's not really getting a chance to play. Definitely just having trouble even catching Ruby or stopping her from running into her face.
But we'll see how Lucky decides to change up their playstyle in response to Chop in this matchup. Looks like we're still locking into that Adachi for the very first character. So we'll see exactly what that round start is going to be.
Yeah, I would like to see Chop be a little bit more aggressive round start. Definitely saw LuckyNaegi get away with the jump back for basically free. I expect Chop to run forward. Yep, there you go. Stop him from going anywhere. And just like that, LuckyNaegi already in the corner. Let out, but that just means they're mid-screen forward mix.
A cross combo, but the Chie still gets the pickup regardless. It can become so tricky in those assist situations where you're just guessing, like, is my assist going to win? Is their assist going to win? There's just so much mess on the screen. The Chop knows how to weave through this mess, and right now, even though we got a slight drop right there, Chop has a pretty significant lead over this Hakumen. The Hakumen was that character that was giving Chop the most problems.
Chop putting out some pretty interesting cross combo pressure. I'm wondering if there's a very elaborate burst bait hiding inside of that kind of sequence, but it doesn't matter. LuckyNaegi actually getting the hits they need, going to be able to do a grip of damage on Chie, and this is a character you absolutely need to get out. This is Chop's comeback character, this is the better resonance character. And really up to LuckyNaegi to kind of get through this. Oh no, but Chop getting the extension on the sky. Going to be able to DHC to kill if LuckyNaegi doesn't burst. We can give him up.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to burst at all as that super connects. And Chop goes into DHC with the Ruby to bring that Ruby in. Has the Chie assist, has the anti-airs down as well, but can't kill just yet because you don't have enough in your 4 super. So hopefully looking for one more cross-up as Lucky pops that resonance as a Cosmo trying to react to what Chop is trying to do and tries to go for a counter at the very end. Gets hit out of it, gets dropped though, and Chop is able to get that pick up with that final anti-air once again. Chop is just so clean with it.
I don't know if I agree to making Hakumen the favorite child. He may have, been instrumental to that comeback last game, but not the strongest resonance character, especially when you get your counters baited out like that. But I mean, 2 games up, LuckyNaegi definitely showing more signs of life that game. Still gotta put it all together though. Needs to make a 3-game comeback to move on.
Yeah, it really does feel like Lucky to an extent is kind of gambling on Hakumen getting into resonance and then trying to get that one shot potential with Hakumen. So instead, we're actually just going to go into something I would say a little bit more reliable with the Akatsuki Adachi combo here.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick. There's definitely, I mean, all the A characters, right? Adachi, Akatsuki, Akihiko. They kind of give a similar vibe where they have some synergy together, but not necessarily the most perfect synergy. Interested to see how this will work out for LuckyNaegi. The Hakumen's putting in work, just not really doing anything in the resonance situation, but I mean, when you get more of an anti-air assist there, and that might be part of why you picked this. Not to help here though.
So we'll see how well this character swap ends up working for Lucky, but we're not even going to be able to see the character swap just yet until that burst comes out and Chop instantly reacting to it with the Chie assist, was looking for it, and Akatsuki is going to be taking a really big amount of damage from this subsequent combo. Just constantly doing looping in the corner. This feels way more one-sided than it was in that last match. And we try to go for the big hit, but Chopsuey is just weaving around all these hitboxes and Lucky's trying to get out.
LuckyNaegi, you gotta stop checking corner, man. You are just, I know Chop's not keeping you in the corner. It looks like they're dropping these combos. It's just a setup, man. You are getting crossed up to fro there, crossed up out of winner's bracket. Just like that, Chop with a big old cleanup. I don't think Adachi with the trick there, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe not. But honestly, like you say that, but did we actually get to see that Akatsuki play at all?
I don't think he threw out one normal. Okay, I saw one 5B.
Yeah,
And
like
besides that, didn't press any buttons.
like here's the thing: if if that was the only match we saw of his Adachi, right? We'd probably think the same, right? Because like Chop basically had that entire thing locked down from the start, from the get-go. Had him in the corner, instantly reacted to those bursts. Just made sure we walled out every single escape option, and you can see that instead of trying to, I say, maybe not playing patient, because you kind of talked about this before when you mentioned a lot of teching forward. And while that can be really useful as a way to get out of that corner situation, it's oftentimes a little more of an aggressive defensive option. And in a lot of those cases, I feel like Lucky was a little bit better off playing a little more defensive by maybe teching back, maybe not pressing buttons so much. And of course, there is that real threat of you're going to get opened up at some point. But I think playing a little more patient and waiting for an opportunity to get out, maybe not even pressing a button, is would have proved a little bit more valuable in the end.
There's a lot of tech forward can't hit, whereas normally if you tech forward, you have a plan. You're going to reversal, you're going to anticipate blocking, cross up or not cross up. But yeah, not the best look there. But we got more chances down in the losers bracket. See if we can rekindle some of those more productive games 1 and 2, as you move forward. But that'll be it for Naegi as of now. I think we've got our winners quarters almost set. We got Chop Bumba waiting somewhere, King Gamewizard. Who knows who's going to be on stream though? I do see a Gamewizard in the lobby, but we just saw them, and I do not know if they'll be gracing us with their presence in such a short sequence.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing a Gamewizard versus King of Ninjas match coming up next, or we're going to be seeing one of the other two. I know one is still finalizing, but we also have Serene Smile and Cykes also lined up for a stream match in our winners quarterfinals. Cykes moving on because Lant DQ'd, but we also got another DQ from Rodimus Prime as Serene Smile moves on as well.
Yeah,
we're going to be seeing another... What's up?
Both those players working real hard to make it to winners quarters. Three DQs.
Yeah, unfortunately, there have been a lot of DQs in this bracket. But that side of the bracket in particular is kind of scary because we got Lant DQing, Rodimus DQing, Mobius DQing, Itudeku DQing, and of course, like I said before, we don't have Razo either. So this feels like a completely different tournament.
I'm just saying, sometimes your best bracket pass is just hope everyone you have to play against calls in sick.
True.
And
you have like a hired assassin.
Well, let's not do anything illegal here. We are going to get some sick gameplay here. Yukiko, my beloved, out here on stream. Yumi Yukiko. I don't know if I agree with that team as much, but King of Ninja is definitely very proficient with all manner of competition. Going up against Gamewizard and going to be getting hit by Gamewizard round start. Great old JB coming in clutch, and now Yukiko on the defensive in the corner. Not the best situation. Oh, there we go. The late JC classic.
That's when he's doing a lot of damage to the Ninjas. Gamewizard moving on with yet to get hit just yet. Adachi and Yumi, this combination is just so excellent at keeping the other player locked down, and we're going to be getting a full combo off of this as well. DP in your face. Okay.
Oh man,
Gamewizard has been doing that a lot. He's been doing that a lot.
Gamewizard bringing up the BM out here. Throw bait DP. Watch the 2v2 the other week knows that Yukiko players are weak to phone steals. And everyone's weak to BZ. No! Princess 5A doesn't believe, tries to go for a kicks or a game where gets hit on purpose, and just like that, takes the first game.
And also just like that, that perfect was forfeit as King of Ninjas finds a hit. Maybe that's a bigger victory in of itself. But right now, King of Ninjas, with that small victory, still needs to find a real victory as they are now down a point against Gamewizard in this set. Gamewizard looking really strong as well, but I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing a character swap from King of Ninjas, because King of Ninjas, of course, always going to be logging to Yukiko. Yukiko is his thing, but he also does play that Adachi. I think I know him more as that Adachi player. We're going to be seeing it right now. The Yumi didn't work out, so we're switching back to the character he's familiar with.
Yeah, definitely got cooked in the neutral with Yumi that game. So switching over to a character, maybe a little more comfortable, has a little bit more of a consistent game plan here. Oh, gets the cross under with the 2C. Unfortunately, Phoenix not coming in the clutch at that moment, and I think Adachi may be done so. Another character going down real quick. But hey, you can go level 3. It's okay.
There's a silver lining. You took all the meter.
That's
For
true.
them to get the kill. But right now, King of Ninjas is now down to their final character in Yukiko. And man, playing Yukiko solo against Adachi Yumi, that's got to be a really tough situation to be put in. But I'm sure that King of Ninjas has been in work, and that Resonance will be coming out using the pause button, reacting to the BZO, instantly going to the super to get some damage off of Adachi. But that Yumi is the character you have to worry about, and the Yumi was blocking in that situation, and now is able to get this pickup into the cross combo, has the super available for the finisher, and that is going to be yet another game going to Gamewizard. Gamewizard really feels like Gamewizard is just speedrunning this.
I mean, King's not doing them any favors. Definitely trying some good calls. They got hit by a 2B trying to anti-air. Yumi actually jumped, but unfortunately it's a little bit slow on the trigger. I mean, King's not doing himself any favors though. Adachi going down with the quickness. I'm getting a chance to burst and kind of save him. I don't know. It's kind of hard to kind of gauge how badly or well things are going because King hasn't really had a chance to stop getting hit, but this is a good start. Gets the round start 5A, going to be able to pull him up into the Phoenix, and start getting some loops, start doing some absolute nonsense, and I mean,
We just dropped the combo, wins the super, going to get punished really big for this one. That's a waste of 2 meter, going to be getting that burst back as well. But now we're down to that red critical health, and the super full screen coming up from Adachi, catching the Yukiko assist as well. I love that awareness from Gamewizard, but Gamewizard was not aware of that raw overhead from King of Ninja with that 5C. We're just going back up to that full screen height, popping that, going up to the ceiling, popping that full screen super, and getting some extra damage on these
King, you gotta
characters.
stop holding-
Gamewizard
Oh
gets
my
a
God.
disconnect over King of Ninjas. Definitely not King of Ninja's day as he drops down to the loser side of the bracket, and Gamewizard with a dominating 3-0 moves into winners semifinals.
Okay, I'm gonna be real. King, if we're in a car, right? King's got the little stick shift. You know, you're in drive, you're in reverse. King's like gas pedal there was a brick on that, man. He could not stop holding forward. Like there was one instance where after I think he got a successful burst in, and then he had Adachi against Gamewizard Adachi. He decides to jump forward and call Zio and just gets weight reversal supered. Like those are situations just like, look, you finally managed to like calm things down. Your Adachi's at like 1 combo away from dying. Just chill out. Play neutral. Don't just. Oh my god. Gas, pedal to the metal, trying it off the turnpike. That kind of how that game ended up going. So yeah, with that, Gamewizard moving on. I mean, King's still sitting pretty overall bracket-wise, but gotta climb up a bit of a hole, going out relatively early in the winners bracket. Hopefully we see more of them later, but until then, we've got our next matchup, Wecondo and Yosuro, PC Tag Classic, now coming to you on the PlayStation 4. And we have one heart player consistently showing up in bracket. It is Wecondo with that heart crown for this circuit, and thus it shall be going up against Yosuro, who is one of the premier. Adachi has many good teams, and Yosuro is of the Yu Narukami variant.
A really good team, actually. These I feel like these two characters kind of fit together like bread and butter. If you kind of exclude Adachi Yumi, right? Like this is a really good combination, and I'm really excited to see what we bring to the table with that different duo in the form of Narukami coming in. Kind of does a lot of things. I'll say he does a lot of things kind of similar to Adachi. So I'm interested to see how Yosuro really utilizes that toolkit that Narukami has to its full potential. Like you said, Wecondo with the heart and the Azrael coming in. Wecondo, I believe, has made top 8 for every single prelim so far, and Yosuro has only made 1. So I know Yosuro is a bit on the back foot right now, and actually by winning this match, you are securing a spot into the winner's side of top 8. So it is a big deal to make sure that you win this one. So we'll see how these two players end up facing off as Yosuro gets that first early advantage.
Yosuro definitely looking for these points, sitting on the precipice of the top 8. Doing a great job right now. Unfortunately, not able to punish Azrael on their DP. Azrael flying right in and says, actually, no, I'm still plus. Not getting punished on that DP. we kind of getting away with murder right now. Not like that.
Wecondo has to make sure that he can kill Yosoro, and Yosoro is the one that's actually murdering Wecondo right now, putting a stop to this part, activating the cross combo for the mix-up, but another Azrael DP, just putting in so much work for Wecondo. Yosoro is just kind of like looking at that Azrael DP like a deer in head, like not knowing what to do, but hopefully we can get this Azrael down as Azrael is in this active position, and Yosoro is continuing to push this Azrael into this corner and keep him locked down. An attempted throw on the Narukami means that that's a free turn for Yosoro with the Adachi.
Oh no.
At overhead, and this is going to be a happy birthday. Sing the song because Wecondo is getting sent down to losers. Maybe. We'll see.
We got a few more games before that happens. I don't think they play triple or nothing on that one. No victory dragon coming in for that finish, but yeah, Wecondo doing pretty well overall. They had a lot of good hits with Azrael, where normally he's supposed to get those hits, but unfortunately none of them really converted into the situation they wanted. And I mean, Yosoro just able to really pile on the mix, keeping the corner position.
We're going to be locking into the characters yet again. We're going to be starting with a different combination of characters this time around. Heart's going to be stepping up to the plate as that point character for Wecondo. Let's see how these things start, how this shakes up this matchup so far. What's the round start going to be? Wecondo going on the aggressive with a jump forward, but Yosoro just going with that ground approach instead, going right underneath that target approach, and able to get that combo afterwards as well, taking that burst early on from Wecondo.
Yosoro playing with a lot of confidence right now. Definitely a lot of good runs, a lot of good challenges. Has had the assist multiple times. Great anti-air on the attempt Azrael cross up. Oh, but no, Wecondo with the slick movement, did not believe in the media and was right not to believe it. Going to be putting Yosoro, not to be dead here, does not have enough meter, but start getting for your life. Oh no, yeah, and here's the burst punish, where Azraels are always feeding for. It's going to be a big grip damage.
We got screen shake as well. Look away to the motion stick because right now 12K is what's for dinner. Wecondo getting hit by that Adachi reversal, and now we're back into neutral. The heart super coming out, and that will take out the Narukami.
Alright. So I like to call it, so a lot of players these days have been pulling out the super plus assists, right? To me, a lot of those feel like you're getting strong. You're making your unsafe on block super safe just by the slimmest of margins, and oftentimes getting a super big reward off of it. So we kind of definitely a player who is able to use that to the full extent with the heart punch super and Azrael following up behind.
Yeah, managing that risk reward and knowing when is the best opportunity to use those big supers, especially in neutral, is very scary, right? Because Blackhawk Stinger with Azrael can just rush through the screen and just be a huge threat. And of course, like you said, the heart super as well is certainly another threat that you gotta be looking out for.
And I'm just saying, man, it's complete hogwash that those moves are safe if you just manage to blink the assist one at the right time. I'm not afraid to say it. But here we are, going back into it.
Wecondo can definitely just break down the wall that is Yosoro if he manages to get put into a really good position. And right now, that is that really good position that Wecondo is looking for, getting that sandwich on Yosoro, dropping the combo midway through. However, Yosoro is going to be doing some decent damage, talking to the Adachi to get some more damage on the table.
Yeah, in that instance, right, you saw Wecondo try to bait out a burst, trying to get those big rewards again. Yosoro this time playing patiently, not biting. And, I mean, as a result, just to stay alive, gets to play a pretty even game. And we're really working through that neutral.
Ooh, yeah, that's a really scary button to hit on block, especially that close. That could have been a very scary anti-air situation if Wecondo was able to hit that full confirm. But instead, we're going to be confirming off of this hit, a much better hit, arguably, as we also have some meter on here. Not using it just yet, not looking to cash out in the moment, but we will cash out now as Park will be able to take out Yosoro without spending any meters.
We've been pulling out that step back growler or that step back drop kick super often in the last few brackets. Definitely caught into the fact that most people ain't blocking that, and Yosoro definitely saw the incoming car, decided to burst, lost the other character, and I mean, it's working out for Wecondo right now after that disappointing first game, up 2-1.
Yeah, looking really strong right now. Needs to win one more game, and Wecondo will be moving on over Yosoro. You know, Wecondo is the favorite to win this one, but Yosoro is definitely putting up a bit of a fight as well. Actually, their first non-3-0 of the night, so that's always a really good thing to see.
Yeah, I could keep me on the mic longer. Wecondo, if people are following the global leaderboard, it's actually second on our global IF circuit leaderboard at the moment. Definitely living up to that reputation at the moment. You gotta, it's that second place factor, getting you that counter hit JB to almost the full combo, but unfortunately, it's going to be losing a bit of that.
What's up going to be now the sandwich, the jump up. I really like that jump up as well from Yosoro as a defensive option against the heart from the other side. And Yosoro is going to be swapping to the Adachi, going to the heart knockdown with the 5C ender and using that heat wave from very far away. Really smart, or the heat rises from very far away to keep Wecondo locked down. That was a very smart situation.
Heat rises such a cheap move, man. That move cannot be able to let you get a full jump in uncontested, but here we are. Here comes more unethical buckets. Yosoro super ready and super wrong. Not able to cross dash the punch. That's
Dude, that Azrael was just standing there. He was like, I don't even know what happened there. He was just as shell shocked as we were.
Azrael got hearts back, man. Decided to take out the persona in the back. I guess you could break it before Hitbox comes out. Anyways, just like that, we kind of down to one character. Most of Yosoro's characters on low life, but might not matter here. Gonna be getting hit, getting a safe jump through probably, and it's gonna be tough.
Cross combo activation, using the lasers to try and lock down Wecondo. Are we going to be seeing a 2-2? Are we going to see a game number 5? And we will be seeing a game number 5 as Yosoro evens up the score 2-2 once again. Has always been on the back foot. Recently got put on the back foot, but able to claw himself back up to even footing against Wecondo. As now, just one more game, we'll be deciding who moves on into winner's side of top 8. And speaking of winner's side of top 8, we also have Chopsuey and Yogamewizard also waiting for those two players as well. So a lot to look forward to as we get further and further into the bracket. But we'll see who gets to make it further into the bracket as we start the final game of the set.
Yep. East Coast Demons waiting on the other side, but we still got to get through this one. Locked in a 2-2 hole. Let's see how this ends up. Oh, no, this one low, but not able to connect with the 2Bs. Start blocking this out. Push blocks, get out of some of the pressure. Not going to really get much success, but now Azrael gets a hit. Starts playing that neutral.
Dancing around right now, kind of respecting each other's options. Good tech there from Yosoro.
Wecondo backdashing after every one of those good stuff. He is only -1 and has a 6-frame button, so he can press against a lot of characters. Narukami not necessarily one of them.
Card coming out after that first. Successful burst being put out, and there we go. We're just using this full screen presence from the Adachi 236C and the lasers as well. And finally, Wecondo using that really good heart movement to full dances, that air approach, catching Yosoro and putting him into the corner instead of reversing the situation. There's the cross combo and an attempt to maybe react to the burst, but didn't end up working out. As
very smart. Very smart from Yosoro to first to avoid the mix-up. Definitely felt like the odds were not in their favor, and as a result, able to reclaim the neutral, able to get rid of heart, going to be tagged into Adachi. Now you've got all that character recovering health in the background. He kind of got a lot of health to get through at this point. Wow, able to still press homing after the lift JA. Definitely a lot of characters to acknowledge here.
The heart movement we know and love, using those lasers. Like, hey, you got lasers, I got lasers of my own. You still gotta respect me from full screen, and you kind of have to respect heart a little bit more as well, I would say, because you don't want to get persona broken by that laser breaking your laser instead. But right now, Yosoro is not going to care at all. Eat these Zeos in the corner, and we're going to be spending that super as well.
Probably a sliver of life. So, probably Resonance on the wake up, but Adachi 5P out here to keep Wecondo locked down, able to homing out, and then you see your one chance, Wecondo. Nope, no more chances. runs right into the Adachi laser, and just like that, Yosuro going to be moving on. Wecondo, that second place standing, looking a little bit in jeopardy right now, going out before your time.
Yeah, a bit of an upset right there, I would say, as Yosuro is able to really bring Wecondo to the distance, take Wecondo the distance to that game number 5, taking it over them. I would say even like just barely. Wecondo certainly gave up a really good fight at the very end right there, especially utilizing Heart's movement to its fullest extent. I mean, we saw it beating that 2v right there. That was kind of crazy.
Yep. So yeah, that was good stuff from Wecondo, from Yosuro. Unfortunately, Wecondo not able to kind of get through the Adachi-isms at the end, but such it shall be. I believe that will do it for... no, top 8 is not quite yet decided, but we do have winner semis, I think, lined up at the moment. Yeah, looks like Chop and G-Dub. So you've seen a lot of these players recently. And this particular matchup is definitely one that I would not be surprised to see at any tournament that these two end up going to. Definitely two of the favorites to typically make it out of the pool. Personally, I've not seen too many of their games to really understand the dynamic, but I'm sure they have lots of player matchup knowledge as well.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're in such a tight-knit community as BB Tag, and you're as good of a player as both of these players are, I would say that you play these guys all the time, right? Like, I'm sure that Chopsuey has played Gamewizard a bunch. I'm sure Gamewizard has played Chopsuey a bunch. So I'm sure they all have their own game plan of what the other player is going to do and what they should be expecting. So I'm really interested to see how that game plan really shapes up as we go into that first game, because I think that first game really kind of just sets that pace, especially when two players have so much history behind them.
I'm just saying, tight knit could be a euphemism for your real small Discord fighter community.
True.
And just put in the.
Hey, that's a nice
I
thing.
don't put that energy out in the world, but it's an observation. Anyways, these two definitely, regardless of community side, when you're at this level of play each other a lot. Chop stop sticking with the Ruby team. Not something I would expect if he was, playing for keeps. But we'll see how this goes.
I mean, he is only entering in Prelim 4, so I don't know. Maybe he's just messing around right now. But either way, Chopsuey is a really good player. And, if he's playing Ruby, he certainly believes in the character regardless. So I'm sure we're expecting a lot of really good stuff from Chopsuey as well as Gamewizard as going to be doing it. All take up with Yumi.
Oh man, JC the classic. No one's been blocking that today. Gamewizard is quite the wizard with that button. Putting Chop's character down to one combo away from dying, and you definitely want to get rid of the Chie. This Ruby's a bit worse for wear comparatively, but manages to land a hit. Going to be putting Chop into the corner, and does have the bar for a potential power charge touch of death. We will see if he's able to bait that out of Gamewizard.
Gamewizard will prove to be successful. Chopsuey taking that combo into the corner. A super in response, but it's not going to end up working out. Gamewizard punishing with a throw from the run-up from Yumi. The Chie coming out after that first here, has the meteor on hand, going to be dropping down the meteors, but Gamewizard running right underneath, knowing what Chopsuey was trying to do from that ceiling height right there.
Gamewizard Lord manages to block Chie DP and land a punish. Impossible powers. Down to just Ruby. I think Chop is cooked here, but I've been proven wrong before.
He still has resonance available. The question is when we're going to pop it. Has already used 2 bars for that push block, and Gamewizard is going to be finally catching Chopsuey for that simple 5 AA string.
We ain't going to be
You were both very impressive fighters.
climbing anything there. Gamewizard really bringing the house down when it was just down to Ruby. Chop definitely having a bit more trouble using the assists as I've seen him do it versus other teams. Gamewizard definitely has the calls ready, the positioning ready in order to really stifle that kind of game plan. So, see how Chop can kind of start adapting, get more of the assist game going in this game.
As we get into the second game of the set, this is the first top 8 match as well. Great reminder.
Ooh, picking the worst button to punish. Just fireballs Adachi for his troubles after the whiff laser. Oh, but this is a good punish. 5D starter, whisk Chie into nothing because we don't got extensions. This is Ruby. T-Tag, dragon kick into... It was a fake out all along.
Yeah, I'm getting mixed just watching it, but it seems like Chop mixed themselves a little bit by dropping that combo a little bit earlier and not going to be able to get that extension. And Yogamewizard is going to be extending this combo, bringing Chop to the wall and taking that burst immediately.
The good news for Chop. Meter definitely in their advantage at the moment. The bad news is, well, actually the only good news, Adachi, no, bad, awful news. Adachi fell out of the happy birthday. Still have to get through this Yumi health bar. Man, that counter had extra frames on it, I swear to gosh.
Yeah, certainly caught a lot right there, but Chopsuey played it smart by going for the double jump to bait out the follow-up. And Chop is able to bring things all the way back with that super to take out the Yumi. Waiting for the Adachi to come out. Resonance immediately, and immediately getting hit from the other side by the Ruby.
Huh? Trying to make up combos?
Yeah, I was like...
that doesn't work. You can't use Ruby Drill full screen like that, man. You gotta do the combo trials.
Yeah, I was watching that. I was like, wait a minute. I thought it whiffs at that range. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let him cook. I'm gonna wait to see what actually happens here. Like maybe he knows something we don't. But actually, it seems like we knew a little bit more right there as he tried to go for that super. It didn't really get punished for it though. So I guess it doesn't really matter in the end.
Yeah, Chop sourcing his information from some shoddy AI chatbot somewhere. Definitely typing in beforehand. Hey, can Ruby super combo here? Absolutely not, you bozo. But it's okay. You can play on feel and still secure the W. So, Yogamewizard's got to tighten it up. Ooh, that's a good start. Manages to get the throw bait through the early persona cancel. Unfortunately, is not really going to prove to be super rewarding until that hit. Able to get a clean hit. Chopsuey no burst. JC for the drop.
Ooh!
4 bars in the bank. Goodbye.
Plenty enough to kill right there. Doesn't even need to cancel it into the Yumi. Now you're stuck in the sandwich. How are you going to get out? Push block to get Adachi back and using the plus frames right there, but able to get out.
Chop, let's see it.
Slippery.
Alright, Chop, I gotta see your custom Ruby combos.
Now let's see it. The solo Ruby resonance combos, but we're not going to be able to use resonance any longer as that combo is going to be running down that timer. And the Adachi getting the pickup with the 4P. This is going to be plenty right there.
It's still ongoing. Seems that Yogamewizard able to take that game up a solid 2-1 at the moment. Will Chop switch? Who knows?
There could be a real possibility, or maybe we're just locking into the Ruby the entire time. Actually, I think we're going for a character switch right here. Waiting moment. There it is. There's the Izayoi.
Yeah, there's definitely, I think, replay. Definitely a lot more powerful lockdown in this sort of situation. With the Izayoi 6P, and just has more ways to cheat in neutral. Her teleport is super valuable in this sort of situation, able to get around lasers and icicles as they come down.
And I'll also say like a bit of a better duo with Chie, so kind of complements the character a little bit better.
Yeah, Chop definitely a master at using Izuo's air stall to get out of nasty situations. Unfortunately, B Reckless Starter is going to be extra nasty. Not to have the meter for a touch of death, but to be a solid, 13k? Not even going to think about it? No, 14k without thinking.
It just keeps going up. You think it's about to end, but it keeps going. That could have been 15k for a minute right there as well.
Yeah,
I mean, that Chie just got deleted from existence.
Yogamewizard was just a little bit too slow, not able to get the cross raid after that situation, and I don't think it's going to matter though. Another B-Rekka into the face, another super, another loop. Yeah, Alt F4, get him out of there. Chop. Not quite going to sneak into the final circuit bracket when things like that start going on. Going to be ripped for the first game.
Yeah, maybe it's my fault. Maybe I hyped up Chopsuey a little bit too much. No, just kidding. No,
look,
really
man. You hyped up Chopsuey, not Chop Ruby. All right, Chop Ruby definitely a little underwhelming.
That's true. I did hype up the Izayoi, and the Izayoi only came out for that final game. And in that moment, it was like Gamewizard's like, hey, you know what? Let's see how good that Izayoi really is. And he's like, okay, I'm just gonna take the Chie out of the equation. And we've been talking about it a lot, where it's really important to save that Chie and not let that character be killed so early, because Chie is such a really good anchor character for those big comebacks, because she has so many of those TODs, especially in Resonance. So
yeah, we didn't see one Meteor's neutral skip that entire round, so that's how it's gonna be. Yeah, Chop, you know, you're not gonna if you're not gonna play the main team, sometimes these things just happen. I'm not about to vouch for you doing a full screen Ruby super like that, but it's okay. We'll make progress there. Gotta keep the maintenance up.
And Chop will be dropping down to loser side as well, as I believe Chop will be waiting for the winner between a Spritecranberry and a Wecondo. Spritecranberry making a pretty killer run through losers, and by a killer run, I mean he got 2 DQs to get into top 8. So Spritecranberry kind of nasty with it. He's like, you know what? like he goes through, he made his opponent scared of facing him on the loser side.
Yep. So, that was that match. This is the smash. Yosuro Cummins group up against a newcomer, Cykes, who, you know, Cykes is a great player. You know, lots of you know, very proficient at the game. You know, I'd say one of our better Adachi Ruby players out there. And sometimes you just make top 8 by having everyone in your winner side DQ. So congratulations, Cykes, for your free points. Thanks to Bracket Luck. Good to see.
Starting things off here, finding a hit with the Heat Riser. That's going to be granting. That's going to be granting Cykes that buff, but not if you get hit.
Yeah. No Bracket Luck coming in here. Yosuro active and willing, and Cykes definitely going to be putting the hurt on that live body, getting these actual full screen Adachi Ruby combos, and really putting Yosuro on the back foot.
Try to go for that empty jump into the low. And a common mix-up that we've been seeing a lot with that lockdown program in Yu-Gi-Oh! But just a little bit too far. We can see catching the assist from Yosuro going to be getting caught by that Ruby, having to reverse that one with a lot of damage and then
Like one of the best players in the business at using Adachi zoning tools, but using it in a very structured way with Ruby to kind of pile on the aggression. Able to get the free walk-in to the corner there. You're going to be put at death's door. Actually, might even be dead after this DHC. Let's see. Yes, they will be. Down to just Yua Narukami.
Protagonist is coming in. Are we a hero or are we a zero? Let's see what Yosuro has to prove in this moment. Has that resonance, and the DPs are being thrown out against Cykes, saying, hey, I want you to respect me when you come up into my face. And that push block is going to be pushing Cykes away. That Yosuro has a little bit more room to work with, especially so we can go for that round of Viper right there. Cooling up, bringing him to the sky, and doing a lot of good. Baiting out the DP on the wake up, and now you're looking dead even. Adachi and Narukami looking at each other straight in the eye.
Oh man, yeah, but you Narukami looking straight at the sky at that moment, getting sent up by the Mandala. Cykes going to be piling up as much damage as they can. Unfortunately, with that star, not going to be able to kill one more touch. And no real meter to their name, but it doesn't matter. You just sometimes up back into a hit, and oof. Cykes taking that first game, proving that they deserve to be here, despite having played no one at the moment.
Wait, has he really not played anyone?
Everyone in his bracket pass has been DQ'd.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
I know, right?
I mean, let's just say this too. Cykes is certainly a player that could make top 8, even if they didn't have DQs back to back. But
yeah.
I know Cykes may be looking a little fresh. Yosuro maybe a little bit tired.
That's true. One person, you know, this is a home game for Cykes out here. Got to really, you know, rest up in their own home before the game. Yosuro had to, you know, book a hotel.
You got to go take a nap. He's like, okay, I'll see you in 50. And right now, Cykes is ready to throw those hands as he ends up cashing out with that super to get even more damage, pushing Yosuro Adachi into critical life, and continues to get locked down by this AZO. And like that AZO pressure is just so scary. But right now, you have to deal with that AZO pressure in return, and Cykes immediately panicking, going into that DP counter, and Yosuro baiting it out.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Cykes. He's tried, I think, twice to push block a button that is just completely whiffed. And as a result, reversal DP comes out down to just Ruby. A switch up from last game, so that's going to pop the resonance early, maybe to get some meter. Unfortunately, not going to really be able to use much of it. There's going to be a lot of lockdown in the near future.
You see a lockdown there, and there's that mix-up. It's just so scary because you can maybe try to push block, maybe spend a little bit of meter, but even then, you're sandwiched like that. You just basically just have to hold that mix up. You gotta guess it's gonna be high, it's gonna be low. And Yosuro has really made Cykes guess quite a bit, catching a little bit in that combo. A DP attempt, but you have so much health to work with. You really need to play perfect if you want to take that game. And unfortunately, Cykes is only losing as Yosuro makes it a 1-1 even across the board.
Poor Cykes, man. That was a 30-second sequence. They had hitboxes on them for every one of those seconds. 15 seconds of resonance, plus or minus 5-10 seconds just before and after. A little bit. Not the kind of game plan you want to be part of, but that's what happens when the Adachi shell gets rolling.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
We're looking really even more even because they're both piloting the same character on round start. Copying each other's flow. But right now that Narukami is going to be shaking up that flow and making things a little bit different. That was a big happy birthday as well. Immediately both Adachi and Ruby are at 60% health, meaning that they can be in kill range if they get hit by the right hit from Yosuro.
Yeah, but at this point, right, definitely Yosuro the one looking like they're on the ropes. Cykes with all the meter in the world to just deny a burst and definitely kill out a character. Great confirm off that late air dash off the Ruby 6P. Definitely one of the trickiest things to do in this game. But yeah, definitely a tough situation for Yosuro. Able to DP out, and now you got a little bit of reversal fortunes here.
Oh, I love that reaction to the assist into the full screen super and the pickup with the Ruby as well. And that's going to be the pickup as we just go for a simple 5A meeting situation on Yosuro and Cykes popping. Cykes looking at a Narukami popping resonance in the eye, popping that cross combo, trying to punish the DP. Not going to end up working out, but that overhead will.
And now, Cykes definitely needs to just play a patient game. Unfortunately, is going to get tagged by the Narukami. This is a great opportunity for Yosuro to be able to dump some of that meter. And now one more touch on Ruby. Oh, that's a touch you need. Down to just Adachi Narukami, and this is definitely a matchup in Narukami's favor. Especially when you're even on the meter like this, but it all depends if Cykes will be able to start mounting some sort of offense. Anti-air 2A? The mad lad.
If it works, it works, and it certainly did the job for Cykes, but the job isn't over just yet. Issa DP in the corner, Yosuro still alive. Can't die from chip in this game, so if you play perfectly, and right now Yosuro is playing a really strong defense against Cykes, playing a very patient approach with those dash blocks, finds an air-to-air, but no full confirm. Cykes still running around trying to find a hit on Yosuro as well, and I love that frame trap delaying the 5BB just enough to where Yosuro thought they could escape that situation, and Cykes able to get that frame trap, and catching Yosuro brings Cykes to a 1-point lead yet again.
Definitely brave by Yosuro not push blocking at all in that moment. Knew that if they push block, they set up to block something, and you definitely need to keep Adachi as close to you as possible at all times. But not quite working out in that situation, but nevertheless,
That's
good game plan.
That's the tricky thing about Persona characters as well, because even if you try to push block them, the Personas can still stay stuck on you, even if the character is on the other side of the screen.
Yeah, it's one of those real annoying things where, even though you feel like you escaped the block screen, you don't get a punish that you usually are looking for when you push block a button. You don't really get to take your turn again. Wow, clean 8.2k off of a, I don't even know which starter. Serious. Holds Danagazu high.
Yeah, all we know is that was a lot of damage. And Yosuro is clearly hurting because Cykes is building up this lead, building up this momentum, finds a hit with the full screen super, and even though it was a block, the Ruby is able to get swapped because that was a G8C. And now Yosuro is really going to hurt, trying to punish that Adachi. Gets hit by the overhead, not blocking high. spends the meter for the kill, and now Cykes has built up such a huge lead. Tries to lock down Yotaro immediately with that BCO, but Yotaro delaying their fall down just enough to where they're able to avoid that situation.
Cykes is definitely 5T's strongest soldier. Able to steal multiple characters with that move, and just like that, able to get their first win of the day, and that win brings them to winners finals.
Yeah, and I love in that moment, Cykes was like, you know what? I maybe don't have enough meter for a super, I maybe don't have enough meter for a powered special, but I do have enough partner gauge to where I can just go for a simple auto combo and get that kill instead.
Yeah, good
just
routing
relying on
into the
something.
crosshair there.
Yeah, exactly. Like relying on just very standard, very simple combos to make sure that we don't end up dropping it.
Yeah. Good stuff from Cykes in that game. Look, man, 5T's just half dust. Just block it.
Yeah,
But-
5C strongest soldier against DP strongest soldier from Yotaro.
Oh yeah, Yotaro is definitely DP strongest soldier in that
Quite a
match.
bit.
Pressing that no matter where Cykes was on the screen.
Like,
Ay caramba.
I don't blame you per se. Like, it feels very good, right? You hit that Narukami DP, and you get this huge dopamine rush. But,
It's a real momentum. It is a real momentum shifter landing reversal when the other guy had cross combo. Because not only are you getting out of the mix-up, but they've just lost their entire partner gauge for the next few seconds. So it's a worthwhile thing to use. But we'll probably see more of them in the rest later in the bracket. I think Yotaro will be sitting pretty in losers quarters finals. Still got that top 8 spot. But we have a number of other players sitting down below. Losers top 8 has been finalized. We have King of Ninja and BumbaChunga versus, and then also on the other side, Spritecranberry and Wecondo. So we got an Azrael mirror potentially cooking down there, as well as BumbaChunga versus the Yukiko plus something. And BumbaChunga doing a pretty good job so far in this bracket, beating, having an early victory against Hachi, who was a player who, you know, we normally be remiss to not expect near the top 8 of the bracket. And it's currently fifth in the current standings for Master of the Night, which means unfortunately they'll be not getting more points for this bracket. So interesting developments.
I think it's really cool that BumbaChunga is actually able to make it into top 8 here, because BumbaChunga has always come short of top 8 and really a lot of the tournaments that they end up playing. Like 9th place at TNS, I know that they almost made it to top 8. Also 9th place here. 9th place, I believe, what was it, last week as well? One of the previous prelims. So it's really cool to see that BumbaChunga is able to make it this far into top 8, but still has to play against King of Ninjas. And while BumbaChunga isn't a regular top 8er, King of Ninjas is. So I'm wondering how this is going to shake up. Are we going to be seeing another upset? Potentially. There's a very real possibility. King of Ninjas may not be at the top of his game. But like you
they're
said, we're
secure in the
expecting
bracket. They, you know, you can take it a little bit easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Put it a
But
little
like you
early.
said, it was like Yukiko something. But we're not going to be seeing that match just yet, because instead we're going to be dropping over to Spritecranberry versus Wecondo with the Azrael mirror.
You know, remind me of Chrono Phantasm here. Azrael, the new hotness coming out here, and two gorillas in the building going to be trying to, you know, grab that banana, take control of the jungle. It'll be Spritecranberry with the first hit. Adachi getting up the classic core situation. Oh my god. And Azrael does not care, keeps on absorbing fireballs. Try to get out. Simeon's really duking out in the air. Powerful buttons coming to and fro, and a T-pose from Wecondo's. Azrael going to be proving the victor in that one. Definitely using that move surprisingly well as a wall, just stopping Spritecranberry from approaching successfully.
Wecondo, that heart is almost dead, and still sticking with the heart in that active position, not swapping to the Azrael until we get that partner assist off as well. There's a little bit of damage coming in, but not enough to be really too scared. But we've got to be scared of this combo that Spritecranberry is about to do to Wecondo. Not enough to kill, however, because we don't have enough meter for super, but still going to hurt regardless, and his pickup is going to hurt even more. Almost losing the Azrael, but still staying alive. We're going to be swapping to that heart, trying to preserve that Azrael a little bit longer. But now what do you have to do? Your backup is against the wall. You're about to get some damage against this Azrael, but that combo drop is so deadly.
All right, Sprite finally getting a active switch button confirm. Might be, you know, if they can't get rid of Wecondo's character super fast, might be too little too late. Adachi is going to get blasted.
Yeah, that's the scary thing about trying to go for BZO, because they can just throw out Blackhawk Stinger and just tank through that immediately, and it just does so much damage off of a single hit. But now that Azrael is out of the equation and the Heart coming in, trying to pull this comeback through, and we might even see that popping the resonance in the downtime so that the Adachi is coming in, and Sprite immediately trying to go for that counter, dropping down. But Wecondo playing very patient, waiting to see what Sprite was about to do and punishing appropriately.
Yeah, Sprite definitely getting tricked by the whipping 2A on the resonance activation. Man, that was... Sprite definitely had multiple opportunities to win that game, but just the active switch button just didn't come out quite the way they wanted to. Definitely a lot of situations where Azrael like zooped in, but there's no BZO covering him. Maybe not what you want to see, but that's something we clean up for the next game. Sprite's got a little bit more of a mountain to make this comeback against Wecondo.
So it is just a one-game advantage. Spritecranberry could certainly make a comeback here and even things up to a 1-1. Right now, I think we might be seeing that. Doing a good amount of damage to Heart immediately. Spritecranberry off to a strong start like he did in the last game. He kind of always finds some way to pull things back in his favor, and that's exactly what Wecondo is about to do here, preserving that meter, not going for any super ender until now, unless Spritecranberry chooses to burst, and we drop the combo in a panic, tries to DP to regain control of the situation, but instead is going to be
No, Sprite! Oh, things going from bad to worse for Spritecranberry. Had chances to kill Heart, but could not navigate it through that whole situation. Fortunately, going to be able to get a good hit on Azrael. The stumps the meter, puts him closer to the corner, and DPs, and he's going to boost the character. Unless Wecondo also doesn't do a combo?
I swear, I don't think anyone has properly punished Azrael DP. Like, I haven't seen a full combo on Azrael DP in this entire tournament so far.
Definitely a rough time out here for just punch the DP enthusiast. Definitely a rough time for confirming off of Azrael 5BB. Finally, Sprite getting a good hit. Going to be able to get rid of this character.
Yeah, definitely do it. You want to get rid of this Azrael immediately and worry about the Heart now that you don't have to worry about another extra character. But now that Heart is in a resonance, so you do have to worry about certain options that Wecondo may be looking for, especially with those supers, especially with those DPs. And a DP from Spritecranberry will get him out of that situation. Astral's on the table, but we're not going to be able to use it because this combo is going to run down that resonance timer. And I don't think it's going to be doing a little bit more than just running down that timer, because that 9K is certainly enough to claw things back for Sprite, as Sprite takes a point for themselves.
Yeah, really good stuff from Sprite to kind of, you know, just, you know, stay calm, stay collected, manage to make that comeback with no VAR against Heart Ino. Just, you know, having great patience there in order to fish for the right hit and secure that game. Tied up now, 1-1. Sprite, both these players got to clean up their game, I'm going to be perfectly honest, but looking better for Sprite this time.
Heart can basically just clear the entire screen like that with that homing, with that movement in the air. You want to find some way to cut off those lanes in the air to prevent Heart from getting really tricky approaches like you're seeing right here. Maybe using those AZOs in the air a little bit more often, or going for those air tiers like that could really help with making sure that Wecondo stays grounded.
Yep. Wecondo actually doing a very good job right now. Whenever Sprite starts setting up a meaty Rio to top it with the Azrael 4P, unfortunately not able to stop that. Sprite really letting that kick cook just to avoid the burst. Very creative usage of the timed movement there. Oh my god, stay same side. Alright, one more mix.
Lockdown with the Azrael. I love that active switch by using that BZO first and then switching to the Azrael to take control of that lockdown. The DP from that Azrael will be once again getting Sprite out of that situation. Popping to the Adachi, hitting a 5B, but doesn't confirm into another 5B. Still, though, able to reclaim that situation, sending out the Azrael, getting that mini cross-up, and will be getting this final hit against Wecondo to take their first lead of this set so far, pushing them onto set point.
Looking rough for our circuit leaders at the moment. Wecondo on the brink of being eliminated in 8th place to Spritecranberry. Could change up the standings quite a bit, but Sprite still got a ways to go. See if they're able to clean this up and claim a top 6 spot.
Hey, maybe this is Sprite's lucky game. I just saw that this was they played, that was their 1,234th match. So, you know what?
Oh yeah, good old lucky number, 1,300. A lot of good historical basis in that number. Many
1, 2, 3, 4. Was this going to be his 5th win here? Maybe. Right, Cranberry getting a huge lead. This is one of the biggest leads I think we've seen. Just starting things off like that. It hasn't even been 20 seconds yet, and Wecondo's already on the ropes. Sprite yet to get hit, has so much meter to work with.
Unfortunately, Sprite pressing Azrael's most maligned button, the pavement lifter, not going to be working out there. In fact, the button's not going to be meaty, going to be almost killing Azrael. And, I mean, very fortunate and patient play from Sprite, not getting their burst faded. And still has Wecondo's Azrael on death's door.
Try to go for the lockdown with the 5P from Adachi, but gets push blocked out. Still, though, scrambling, lots of scrambles. Wecondo finding those hits in the air. The tech from Sprite. I love the awareness from these players that they're able to tech in these situations. And it is so scrambling and going so fast.
Absolutely amazing air with the Azrael JA. Unfortunately, though, gets tagged by the other Azrael, and this is going to be a dead character. Wecondo, I mean, down by a lot of life, but Adachi's got a bit to climb going against these two.
Resin is activated. Gets sandwiched by the Azrael. Opened up. Wecondo trying to make a comeback here. The full screen super, but no, that is one of the most punishable things that Adachi could go for. Full screen super gets blocked. If it gets whiffed, Adachi is just a sitting duck as Wecondo can go for whatever starter he wants to do. And like that, Wecondo gets that easy kill in the very end. Sprite built up such a huge lead at the start, but Wecondo always finds some way to make that clutch comeback.
Yeah, I mean, things went from bad to worse, from the sandwich residence to the pause screen into, I'm just going to super hope I can get out of here. Wecondo's not going to let you punch your ticket to top 6 that easily. And I mean, now we're at game 5. Sprite switching it up. I don't know if I agree with this. Ragna the Blood Edge, he was just riding along. He was just along for the ride down in winner's bracket. I don't know, man.
I don't know if I agree with this. I feel like Ragna can't really control the screen as effectively as Adachi could before. And also, like, you have to kind of, like, tackle with a different matchup now. I mean, we're getting a big happy birthday, but regardless, like, that Adachi brought it so far.
In real time. But, Wecondo definitely pulling it back, able to start getting their situation going. Ragna 6B doing something for once, and that's something maybe enough for Sprite to take this game. Going to be getting the loops on Wecondo. He could have just barely enough bar to burst. He's going to do it. Chooses to do it last second. Unfortunately, now Hard's going to take through.
Okay, maybe, I want to say maybe the Ragna switch was the play, but the Azrael seems to be the one doing the most work. And maybe we're just switching to the Ragna because 5B exists. And Sprite is looking so dominant. Resonance being activated from Wecondo, but you're just one hit away from death, and Sprite can play as patient as ever, saying like, hey, you approach me, I'm going to wait to see what you do, and try to fish out and look for a DP. But Wecondo knows what Sprite was looking for and able to get that punish on the DP, an actual proper punish, and that will be enough to kill by spending that meter.
2C starter going to be doing it, and now it's time for Sprite's Ragna to finally do some work. He's only got 6k health to get through on this Azrael. Can he do it? Can Ragna the Blood Edge defeat? Yeah, I don't know about this. Resonance gone just like that. Wecondo going to be putting Ragna at basically one touch away from dying. Gets the air tech no combo, and oh my god, Sprite just having a real hard time getting through this neutral.
both players playing very patient. Sprite still with that life lead, trying to just utilizing that 5B as a stop sign whenever Wecondo gets close, but looks like Wecondo finally rushes in and finds that final hit against Sprite to close it out. 3-2, sending Sprite out of the bracket as Wecondo is able to move on into top 6.
Ragna the Blood Edge doing his best Blaze Blue Proto Phantasm impression, absolutely jobbing to Azrael, and it is canon. And with that, we kind of clutching it out, moving on to top 5.
What a string of comebacks! What a string of comebacks! It really feels like he gets stronger when he's down. That's really what it feels like watching Wecondo. You know, I don't know how familiar you are with Smash, but there was actually a record going on with this player named MK Leo, arguably one of the best players.
Oh yeah. No, I know. I'm
But-
in that lore.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about now, where he is known, he has a higher chance of winning a set if he's down 0-2 than if he was up 2-0. And that's really what it feels like watching Wecondo.
Well, power plays by Wecondo. Good stuff to Sprite putting up a valiant effort. Unfortunately, just, you know, factors getting better with them at that last moment. And that Ragna is going to need some work in the lab. But regardless, good showing nonetheless. Going to get some points today, finishing up in top 8. But here we are on the other side. I see the next side of top 8 losers coming through. King of Ninjas? No Yukiko? I'm about to zone someone, but that's all right. Playing 9 Jubei into Labrys.
Very interesting duo, and not really a duo that I expect of King of Ninjas, but honestly, I'm gonna leave it up to him. I'm really excited to see 9 because Ryazo is out of the picture, and I'm really excited to see BumbaChunga because I love watching Labrys and Jin really playing. This round start is going to be a big round start with the Labrys. It's going to be looking really good and really starting things off.
You ain't never about to see me, say on camera I'm excited to see 9, but nonetheless excited to see King try to get this synergy going. Definitely was looking a little dicey there, but does able to get the good hit. Bumba now going to be on the ropes in the corner. I don't think King has the unblockables, but it's not going to matter. We got clock.
Oh, and that's going to hurt. Cross combo, 12k damage there.
Was the incredible grab, says, nah, your cross up's fake. I'm getting out of here. Manages to snatch up Jubei, and now, Labrys a yellow axe. Labrys going to be not going to get the red axe, unfortunately. He has to actually switch out, but Bumba with lots of meter, lots of togas in the future.
Actually does well, but gets caught out by the air-to-air from King of Ninjas, and also getting that cross-up. I love that rooting going into the Bomberman to bring him to the other side.
Alright, almost gets the clutch pickup with the 958. King is not looking at the screen. The DP gets faded out, and Bumba now sitting pretty in the driver's seat. Just Jubei into Labrys Jin. Jin with almost no health, but I don't know. Look, I have some confidence in King's 9. This Jubei, not looking that great.
Yeah, King was doing a lot of up back right there in an attempt to escape. Up back, blocking, probably the safest option to do in the game. But at the same time, you're not gaining any ground, and you're constantly giving Bumba a lot of momentum by letting Bumba rush you down with those big air-to-air buttons that Labrys has available to her, and having that ground control with that Jin 6P.
I'm just saying, man. I never see a Jubei main not press Shiranui immediately, and the lack of Shiranui out here really a little bit damning, in my opinion. See if we can get by without using that button, but I ain't putting any money on that.
Cross combo, pick up with the Jubei straight into the clock, tap out immediately during that first hit. And Bumba, this defense is incredible, honestly.
Yeah, Bumba doing a great job of winning DPs. Actually did a good job hard tagging to avoid the clock explosion, but unfortunately getting hit right now. Jubei at very low health, and that's not great for King, but the real good thing is that 9 is still at 4, and that's definitely the most efficient character at the moment.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ooh. To make a statement and get this 9 out of the picture as quickly as possible.
Good tech chase. Oh, great timing on the burst from Bumba. Labrys 2B is actually very head and bone. It's really hard to find a good time to burst like that.
And there's Knight cleaning up the Labrys. Jin coming in, popping the resonance to get some of that life back, but gets caught by the simple anti-air from the ninjas with the jump cancel straight into the super. That's going to be another a game going to King of Ninjas instead, as now that lead has disappeared, standing on even ground 1-1.
Yeah, good stuff from King. Kind of, managing to scale that back, able to get the good hits with 9 and start winning the neutral. Like to see more of that if you're going to be moving on in this winners bracket. On Bumba's side, he definitely just started running into a few too many things. Generally, you might want to play back a little bit more at some points, it looked like. Ended up running into a lot of 9 buttons. We'll see if a little bit more patient play ends up being fruitful.
And there's that 6P to try and control the ground.
Yeah, Bumba starting to play a little bit slower, able to get a good hit on King, and I mean, down on meter, but not down on momentum. Definitely getting a lot of good straight hits. The first Shiranui of the night in play.
Finally, King of Ninjas, the real Jubei player, coming out. It just took a minute. I find really interesting that King of Ninjas is, you say that BumbaChunga is playing patient, but I also feel like King of Ninjas is playing more patient than he was before by setting up a lot of these mirrors to try and deal with that Jin 6P that's probably giving him a lot of issues. But it looks like we're not going to have to worry about it as we get this cross up here, the side swap. A bit of a blue B combo, we take that damage regardless.
Alright. We get the unblockable a few instances too late. Bumba unfortunately whiffing the Toga. I knew what that whiff throw was. And for that, I mean, King getting the weirdest hits on the Smash Ball Super, Smash Ball Special, and couldn't be losing Jin for that. Ooh, tricky.
Picture, and that Labrys is going to be out of the picture as well. Resonance gets popped out of the pause button, seeing what King of Ninjas is about to do. And King of Ninjas also playing just as patient, waiting to see for BumbaChunga to make a bit of an overextension. And that's exactly what we found by going Sour versus Super to catch them.
Yep. Bumba definitely's got. I mean, at that point, right, Labrys isn't exactly a very strong mix-up character. You just got to go for the overhead sometimes. But there's a big old gap where you'll just get supered your life away. So it's how it be. Bumba going down 2-1 right now. I mean, the patient play was working for a bit in the early game. They fell into a few good combos by King. Definitely having a hard time getting through all the fireballs I'm noticing. Definitely something that these two characters kind of struggle with in general. Labrys definitely needs to be in your face or jumping in at you with the JB. Really make her presence felt.
And that's why it feels like it really hurts if Labrys is that final character remaining, because you really want that Jin assist with the fireball to try and get that free way to get in, because that's actually how BumbaChunga is making their way in most of the time.
Good challenge by King. It's a little bit risky, able to put Labrys in her place, and now we finally got the unblockable. King proving that they have that, but unfortunately drops the looping setup. Sonic Boom coming out across the screen, and Bumba, I mean, man, Labrys just got hit 10 times in a row.
Yeah, just constant jumping back. A bit of a similar situation where we saw King of Ninjas backing up a lot in that first game with that Jubei, and suddenly things have shifted. There's that ice car coming in, zooming in, catching King of Ninjas right there.
Oh my God, King up
off guard yet again.
Alright, this is where you really start needing making your money, Bumba. Hitting 9 the Phantom, kind of low on life, out of the picture for a moment. Needs to win a few good neutral interactions against this Jubei. And I mean, this is a start. Gets the Labrys combo. Not going to be able to bring it down to the ground. Threatening Red Axe, but might not come into play yet. Back down to green. Still got another hit before you can really start cooking, and it might be this hit.
Oh my God, happy birthday. But the 9 drops out of the combo, and that's the worst thing you could have asked for, because then the 9 was able to burst and save the Jubei as well.
Oh no, life going from bad to worse. Good to put out the clock just to make it impossible for Bumba to see. Has some health allowed to spare. King at very low life, but you have to actually win and make it through this minefield. There we go, rocket punch.
King Ninja is still alive with the Jubei. Rezu's getting popped, using the push block to get BumbaChunga out of his face, and a lot of backing up, retreating. Jubei is a character with way more movement tools to get out of those situations, when BumbaChunga finds a really good hit in that final moment, swinging that axe, catching the Jubei on the approach, and now we are going to a game number 5.
Jubei sure has the movement tools, but you gotta use it. Press Shiranui! 214, I think. Just 236C, 214C, just do it. It's such a good move. Oh my lord. King of Ninja is trying to win bracket, not pressing Shiranui once, and you know we're not going to see any Shiranuis for us. Switching back to the main squeeze, Yumi Yukiko said we're enough of this. I'm also down with it.
We experimented for the first 4 games, and then we swap our characters for the 5th game. Why is this so common? Why is this so common this game today?
I'm gonna be real. At least King's got the circuit points to spare, so I can understand that. Unfortunately, Jin does not have the life to spare. Going to let Yukiko get to a big fire level off of this touch, and this is where King is great at cooking. Yep, going to be able to get through that. Still has the fireball out. Really not trying to kill a character, but I mean, Labrys almost gonna die here.
Oh yeah,
completely
70
gone.
fire levels? Yeah, no, that's dead.
This is the King gameplay I came to see. Yeah. Get out reversal. Never mind, buddy. You can't move. You can't jump. And 23-second round. I mean, we could have got through this bracket a lot faster, my guy.
That was
like this the entire time.
King guy just played like a train dummy. Right? King kind of was looking like they were playing train right there. His combo practice, because Yukiko immediately, like, I think that's some of the quickest level 7 that I think I've seen. Like,
no,
do.
Yeah, King is definitely a master at really getting Yukiko's fire levels up. Sometimes to their detriment. Like, they'll speedrun it so quickly that, you know, they suddenly, if they run into a stray button, Yukiko's at death's door and it's one next step away from dying. So, definitely very good at really ramping up that gameplay super fast. And it worked out there, right? Able to get the strong burst, well, able to kind of force a situation where Bumba had to burst. Unfortunately, the result of that was a dead character, and I mean, they'll speak for themselves. King riding that momentum definitively into top 6.
Yeah, but a really strong performance from all of the players in top 8 so far, and now we're going to be whittling ourselves down to that top 6. Already 2 players eliminated here as BumbaChunga falls just barely there, bringing King of Ninjas to game number 5. Also, Bright bringing Wecondo to game number 5. Only 1 player can move on, and Wecondo, I believe, unless the bracket is wrong, Wecondo minor TQ.
Wecondo handed Chopsuey the W. It looks like.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Alrighty, so yeah, Wecondo's out of the bracket as well. Then as Chopsuey makes it into the losers semifinals, waiting for the winner between Yosuro and King of Ninja. So King of Ninja is a bit on that hot seat, unless we're gonna be playing winners finals first.
Unfortunate to see Wecondo dip out, but it's okay, man. Chie also gives me mental health issues. I definitely see meteors in my dreams, and do not want to go to bed with that feeling.
Yeah, I have 2 friends that I got into BB Tag, you know, starting things out. I play Adachi Susano, so I'm certainly guilty as well. But my friend plays Ruby Yang, and another one of my friends plays Chie Mitsuru. So Chopsuey playing both Ruby and Chie certainly gives me nightmares.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, gotta do what's best for you. So unfortunately, we won't be seeing Wecondo through the rest of the bracket. They did do a great comeback, but we will be seeing the other side of losers quarters. King not going to be playing 9 Jubei. Surprise, surprise. Into Yosuro. More Adachis in the house. Alright, so we'll see. Yeah, I mean, King definitely going to be looking to start getting the Adachi lockdown into the fire levels going. So Yosuro going to do their best not to let that happen. We'll see if Yosuro can kind of pay or make King pay for the overextensions. Already 2 DPs out of pocket and at low life, but Yukiko definitely building those resources.
As well, and now King of Ninjas is ready to party. We have level 3 fire gauge, but it's still doing really well regardless. Providing that backup for the for the Adachi. I love that we went for that fireball as well, so that if King of Ninjas, so that if Yosuro tried to jump out, that fire would be able to catch regardless.
Yeah, the 4 fire levels, not the highest in the world, but definitely was a big contributing factor to Yosuro being down a character and very low on life. Unfortunately, gets tagged in that situation, and I mean, Yosuro is one hit away from taking the momentum back. Unfortunately, the Adachi be swinging, boots to face, and King comes out on top.
Yeah, I love that conversion there for the air to air. Completely ready to jump cancel that and get that kill. Really well played to really well played to him for able to take that first lead against Yosuro. But yeah, like you said, I mean, Yukiko doesn't have to get to the max fire level. Obviously, max fire level is optimal to get like 15k damage solo, but
yeah, level 4, she's already like starting to peak
level
at,
4
like,
she already
Yukiko
starts
damage.
to get pretty decent for sure. It's only if you're stuck at level 1 or level 2 forever where you're really starting to struggle because Yukiko is always doing subpar damage.
Yeah, I mean, Chop left the comment, those these players just doing stuff so hard. That do be the Adachi gameplay, doing stuff into a great situation. Gonna get a happy birthday, gonna get to level 8, gonna make most of these characters be really suffering, and this is where you're one touch away before, yep. Oh, doesn't get the 4A pickup. Alright, very bold, back that 4P, gonna pay off greatly, and I mean, at this point, King is definitely just winning more.
Yeah, it's so crazy that like you get some damage onto King, and King just pulls up with the Yukiko and says like, nah, no, I'm just going to recover that health. You didn't do anything.
Alright, King pulling off the sauced up combo into not killing a character, and then trying to do a funny setup to win the game. It's not built like Yogamewizard, and unfortunately, giving Yosuro signs of life. Oh, but there we go, just another one.
Yeah, King of Ninja certainly was not worried at all. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to DP with Adachi. If my Adachi dies here, I don't worry because my Yukiko is already at level 9 fire level.
I mean, really good mix-ups by King. I really liked how they used like Agi and JC to kind of bait out burst to like kind of set up incoming scenarios. But right now, King definitely giving me the impression he's coming for Yosuro's AP's biggest believer title. I don't that confidence. I mean, in that game, sure, not misplaced. Overall, I feel a story is starting to be. So we'll see.
Yeah, it seems like these two players have kind of traded places where Yosuro isn't doing any DPs anymore, respecting their opponent, and King of Ninjas is not respecting Yosuro at all.
Bro, these guys are just trying to tackle each other.
Football tackle.
Two DVs coming up back to back. Yosuro finally starting to implement a semblance of normal gameplay. Oh my god, steals his phone. Not actually stealing his phone, but baits the grab. And down to just Yukiko, this is not a situation you can be. Level 1 resonance too. It's level 1 resonance and you pop it super early. King of Ninja's gonna get this hit, but not gonna have much resource for the rest of the round.
This is what I'm talking about with that level 1 fire level 2. You're still at level 1 fire level, you're still at level 1 resonance, and Adachi went down way too early. And Yukiko is also a character that would really like a partner to really cover for those mishaps that Yukiko may present with her game plan, whether it's a neutral or whether it's in pressure. And Yosuro is really just looking to clean this up very simple.
Yeah, this is definitely a King is DP's biggest believer. I think they've taken that crown at the moment. Just signs of life, 2-1 right now in favor of King.
Stop pretending you know me just because we spent a little time together.
Alright, and now Yosuro taking their first game, but still needs to win 2 more games in a row if they want to take out King of Ninjas. This is still loser side, so if you lose this one game, then King is moving on and Yosuro isn't. So you really want to lock in this moment, and we're locking into the Adachis on point yet again. to get into what could potentially still be that final game here if King Ninja is able to really clean things up.
Oh, great timing on like getting a super jump with that air dash, able to get the cross up JA, and I mean, already things looking really good. Able to even get the B Mirage starter. Great awareness of the situation. Not going to build fire levels, just going to go for Oki. Sets up the Mirage. And wow, the Adachi able to chase down. Oh, another good hit. Going to be fire supering into the corner. Yuki's still low on fire levels, but I mean, if you're just jailing Yosuro, that's what you want.
And they're certainly getting jailed by that BZO there. Into the 214C Ender. Woo! The damage that we just go for 214C yet again.
Yosuro really living in the Matrix right there, able to somehow get the command, gets the access to it before he would have gotten grabbed. And I mean, now Yosuro's got quite the hill to climb. King Ninja is starting to start trolling. Run up counter might go.
Slide coming in. There's the overhead. The Narukami classic. Cracking King of Ninjas wide open straight into the super, getting a good amount of damage. Needs to find one more hit, and that's going to be the combo to take King of Ninjas out. Still in resonance, so could still get some lead against Yukiko here.
I looked away, assuming King would have just exploded after that. Fortunately for him, able to still survive. Not going for chip setups at this point. Well, actually, doesn't need to. Able to get Narukami down to one touch away. Will they go for some fan zoning? No, unfortunately gets clipped by the JA, down to another knockdown. And this is things go from bad to worse if you're Yukiko. Able to get away now, just starting to short hop fan away. And wow, gets the lucky active Mirage setup.
I wonder if that DP was a bit of a misinput as well. Not too sure what happened in that moment, but regardless, King of Ninjas was able to squeeze out that win against Yosuro right there, and is able to move on into the semis to play against Chopsuey. And actually, Chopsuey did mention this in the chat while we were talking a little bit earlier, that we might not even see the Ruby. It's just going to be Izayoi, Chie left, because I think Chopsuey realizes, like, you know what? These players are good.
I'm just saying, if you want to play in like what, 4 weeks for the $500, you better be playing Izayoi. I'm not putting money on that Ruby. That Ruby. Just my hot take. But yeah, Chop definitely going to be going up against King of Ninjas. Honestly, if the Ruby was a little bit more polished, I would put that as the better matchup to King. But we'll see how it plays out. I think we'll be getting winners finals first though. Yogamewizard and Cykes. There's a lot of Adachi in bracket today. Deservedly so.
There's just a lot of Adachi in general.
I mean, he fits on a lot of teams. Definitely a very good character.
Yeah. That's the one thing 2.0 gave us, right? They gave us Yumi and Adachi. We're like, you know, if you ask, like, what's a good partner for a character? You always say, like, oh yeah, Yumi. You can't go wrong with Yumi. Or Adachi, right? It's like one of those two. They just fit so well. They have such a diverse toolkit, very strong characters. They can play by themselves, play with others. And there's that comeback factor as well with these characters as well. I mean, they're just very, very strong.
They're good characters. They definitely, you know, I'm not gonna say they do everything, but they do satisfy, you know, on the hexagon graph of, you know, a lot of different situations. Yeah. There's definitely other characters who do what they do better, or who do aspects of what they do better. It's just that they have that ease of use factor though.
Yeah, I think that's another thing I wanted to highlight was that ease of use factor. And yeah, you're right. Adachi, while he has a diverse toolkit, doesn't do everything. I talked about it earlier where we're seeing right here, Adachi into Ruby is not a very fun matchup for Adachi for that specific reason.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes all you need is just land a good old hit into 7k damage, and by golly, Adachi is able to do that. Stability, an important part of any team, and I mean, the way these two players highlight their characters, you will see a lot of good conversions. So we're getting right into it. Getting a good DP punish, could be putting Cykes in the corner. They'll be setting up a situation, going to go for the grab actually to build up the cross combo gauge. And yeah, that'll let this whole situation plays out. Wow, able to block in time on the DP. Cykes thought they had the perfect anti-air all lined up, but instead it is Yogamewizard's turn yet again.
And there's that delayed air dash into the overhead, opening up Cykes, spending that super. No DHC cancel, however, because that wasn't enough to get instead. Went to preserve that meter, preserve that damage so that he goes without reset at the very end there. However, run up easy push block from Gamewizard, getting Cykes back into the corner and running down that resonance time. I think is his plan. But there's also the possibility that if you're trying to rush in very easily, you gotta worry about that full screen sequence.
Yep, Cykes very good at, surprisingly good at piloting Resonance and Adachi. Unfortunately, not going to matter when Gamewizard able to get their hit they needed and close out that game.
Dude, Gamewizard is on a roll right now.
Almost one game so far this entire bracket, I think. Definitely.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up some, LA Lakers out here. See if we can sweep the entire tournament.
Yeah, doing really, really well. I believe this is Gamewizard's best performance in, well, I'm not in BB Tag tournaments, but like in Intertwining phase so far. So really cool to see that Gamewizard is already on that third place podium at minimum and trying to push the top tier.
Yeah, only has 4 points so far. Only entered one other tournament. This is definitely a good showing and going to be maybe one of their ways to make a path forward into the final bracket. See if they can keep this momentum up. Unfortunately, Cykes starting to try to put an end to that dream. Getting a lot of good hits, putting Gamewizard just playing solo Yumi for a hot second.
Into the super as well. Cykes immediately responding with a punch of their own against Gamewizard's strong lead. Gamewizard starting to claw things back in his favor, especially with the damage we're doing against this Ruby right now. This Ruby is going to be very... Actually, no, that Ruby's dead.
Absolutely, man. Sometimes you just get hit by Yumi 5B starter and you wonder, why did you do 15k?
Oh, the questions that'll never get answered. Resonance immediately getting popped. Cykes trying to go for the throw on the drop down, and nice block on the overhead as well.
Yep. Oh man, Cykes saw Yogamewizard blocking, saying, "I'm not blocking that late." Then tapped on the dome. Gonna be surviving this, but one mix-up away from loss. So we've got some cash in the bank, some Filberts ready, some push blocks possibly coming through.
One block.
Ooh. Really good hitbox awareness, able to use that 5B in the perfect spot to tag Yumi as she was coming down. So yeah, Gamewizard not going to make that LA Lakers dream come true. Already lost 2 games so far, but doesn't matter. Still has a 1-1 tied in this set. Still in a good position, potentially to make it grand final.
We're going to be starting things off with the Adachi mirror round start here. Cykes going for a bit of a different approach this time around.
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight!
Do what you got.
Jumping back, sending out the Ruby proc combo, taking up from behind, and that AZO will continue to apply that pressure against Gamewizard from round start. 10 seconds already, and Gamewizard is down so much life. Cykes is building up a huge momentum lead, but Gamewizard is starting to move back in their favor.
Yep. Cykes doing a very good job. Definitely one of the masters of the Ruby Adachi cross combo patterns. Set up block string after block string. You never feel like you can really quite get out, and unfortunately able to get out right there. Great awareness knowing that Adachi 5A was taking their turn. Alright, fuzzies. I don't gotta block those fuzzies. I just burst out of the way. Cykes was a good amount of meter, actually a great advantage right now. Gamewizard's gonna really have to start winning a lot of interactions to make it come out.
Right. Mixing up that Yumi out of the burst so that we can save that character for later. Both characters on dangerously low life. Gamewizard as Cykes uses a single to take out the partner, and the Ruby is able to clean things up.
Unfortunate Yumi called during that sequence. Not quite sure what the intention was, but Gamewizard, I mean, sitting dangerously, down 2-1.
Get ready.
Looks like we're going for the same approach. If it still works, don't fix it.
I mean, I think both these players know that you gotta play Adachi point in these situations. He does so much. If he's able to even get to neutral round start, and I think Gamewizard is starting to realize, like, hey, wait, I can't let you go full screen. We're not really winning those Azio 50-50s, and working out wonderfully in their favor. Ruby taking a grip of damage out of nowhere and is going to be dead.
Yeah, baiting out that DP so effectively. Gamewizard taking out Ruby very early on, so Cykes is really starting off on the back foot. And because that Ruby was taken out so quickly, it does mean that Cykes only has low resonance to work with.
Yeah, House is going to be regenning very slowly. Meter is going to be regenning really slowly as well. And, you know, it might not even come into play, man. Cykes definitely needs to save it for a situation where they can really put forward an advantage. This might be the start.
I love that resonance too, to avoid that full screen super, so that we could go for that easy punish as we wait for Gamewizard to drop out of the sky. And that's one of the crazy things about full screen super, because, like, you know what, if you even go up that high, dropping down, you're still in that recovery to where you can get punished there. And you want to be very careful when you use that full screen super, and Cykes is really punishing Gamewizard for these options, and even punishing Gamewizard for blocking the wrong way. That's a really big toss up.
Gamewizard's trying to play, you know, passive. Knew he had a large life lead, but Cykes is definitely the kind of player, if you give him a minute, she'll take him. Definitely said, hey, you're gonna down back, alright, I'm gonna go for some nutty stuff. And just like that, I mean, was starting to make a comeback. Unfortunately, one AZO into trouble will be it. Gamewizard 2-2, tying it up.
It seems that conflict is unavoidable no matter what world I'm in.
Another game 5 here, and it's very, very fitting if we're in winners finals right now. But now we are on that final game, still sticking with the same characters. We're not seeing any character swaps that we've been seeing in the previous set so far. This is what I like to see. Sticking with your guns, sticking with the characters that have brought you this far, that have already proven themselves, and let's see who is going to be proving themselves to make it into grand finals of Intertwining stage this week.
Yes, Gamewizard has another team, but I don't think it would be quite good in this matchup. Cykes, to my knowledge, only really plays Yumi, only really plays Ruby Adachi, and I mean, with good reason, been carrying them this far. Gonna have to carry them the rest of the way, though. Not able to block that mix up, and oh, good super at the very end. Denies, he bursts out, and punishes the tech forward.
Oh man, and Gamewizard off to the races here. Cykes on the ropes, and that Adachi not enough to kill there.
Wow, the tracking on the burst not quite working thanks to the Adachi JB plus the falling momentum. Down to just Cykes' Adachi, and I mean, it was doing really good last game. Has Ren's level 2 this time instead of just level 1, but it's curtains. Run up resonance into, now I'm gonna hold your mix up. Not gonna be it, unfortunately, as Gamewizard
No matter how many times you try.
putting on a great show today, ending up in your top 2, sitting in grand finals. Definitely looking to secure a spot in that circuit, top 8.
Yeah, Gamewizard has so many points on the board, and it's really important to be making those big points at the end of these prelims, because like you said, well, yeah, because like we said before, this is what, the 4th prelim. We only have one more.
The 4th prelim. You got one left in the books, and you know, speaking of the prelim, for those who aren't familiar, whole circuit is a 6-tournament circuit. The final tournament being the quote-unquote finals. Each one of these tournaments, the players who finish in top 8 get points based on their placement in the bracket. The more brackets you participate in, obviously, the more opportunities you have to get points and the opportunities you have to stack points together. The winners of each bracket is allowed a spot in top 8. Not quite relevant because we have as one everyone's up to this point, but there'll be a new victor coming soon for this one. So yeah, big tournament series, there's usually run several of these, and
Get ready.
you know, we've got a number of the players in this bracket currently sitting pretty in the top 8, King of Ninjas included, but newcomers like Chop at the last minute trying to make an upset and get their way into that final bracket for a sweet $500 plus extras. If you type in !Ratcherino and claim some codes, they could be, you know, that pot could be a little bit bigger.
Do that. I believe we have 10 codes remaining, so do that if you want, and also donate a little bit if you're feeling a bit generous as well. At this point, you can make pretty good guesses on which players you know you will be supporting by donating to that prize pool. But we have 2 players here really competing to get into that prize pool. Chopsuey versus Ninjas playing out in losers semifinals and trying to get into that podium position here for prelim number 4.
And these players know the PlayStation 5 Pro costs $700. You're going to need every dollar you can. And King starting to try to make their case. Playing Yumi Yukiko this time, definitely I think has seen Adachi struggle against Chop's team in the past. So Yumi a little bit better for the neutral. And great conversion after the super, using the early Amaragi to continue to juggle in the cross raid. I mean, now Yukiko's got Chop in the corner. Good late DP, able to get the punish on the Chie, and unfortunately not be able to kill, did not get the right hit.
Alright, Chop out, finally out, back to neutral. King of Ninjas just needs to get some very small hits to take out Chopsuey at this point in the game. That Chopsuey has to play perfectly as the Izayoi is the final character remaining. Resonance still is a factor. Level 3 Resonance, in fact. That Chie will last just long enough so that meter will be recovering semi-fast. That help will be recovering as well. And we can really start to stage some form of comeback here, but we need to find some hit in Resonance, I feel. And I think that's the hit that Chopsuey is looking for. We have enough meter for the super, but instead, we're
Good
trying
block,
to
but no! Yumi's going to get hit out of that and going to be taking a good chunk of damage from Izayoi. Generally not a high damage character, but when she does dump meter, she does get around 8k. And before that whole sequence, I said, you know, Chop might be cooked, but looks like Chop is cooking instead. I sense a King DP in the future into third game, so we'll see if King can defy those expectations.
Oh, and that projectile locking King of Ninjas down at the tip of that projectile, and now we're going to be seeing a disconnect as well, as King of Ninjas knows that that game was over and instead just went to get into this next game to try and prove his worth, to make it further into this bracket, trying to make it into losers finals. Chopsuey with the lead here.
Salt, I am so upset how right I was. Why's it gotta be like
Can't
this?
escape from crossing fate.
It is what it is.
Someone needs to remove King of Ninja's DP button so we stop throwing it, but it's okay. It's okay. Gets another good hit. Gets another good start on the problem character on Chop's side. We'll see if we can get through. Oh no, Chie 5BB. A DP comes out, is successful, but Yukiko getting kicked in the butt in the back. Not able to save the character. But, I mean, still looking very good for King of Ninjas. Oh, misses the Miragi for the pickup. And down to this situation. Gonna get as much damage as you can. Good mix-up situation, but unfortunately not able to keep Izayoi down.
You know what's so crazy? It's so hard to really doubt Chopsuey in this moment because we saw what happened with that insane Izayoi comeback as well. That could very well still be a possibility. I mean, BB Tag is a very explosive game, and single hits can lead to big damage, especially now that Chopsuey is looking to take this Yumi very quickly and still has resistance available to you guys. Well, level 3 resistance, so of course that meter is coming back, that health is coming back, and that DP is coming out as well.
King, stop moving forward! You got a jump back projectile! I beg of you! Oh my god.
Both Yukiko and Yumi are low in life, and Chop right now is half health, 50% health, but I think that's it.
No, that was the super!
Oh my god, I spoke too soon! Okay. Okay, it's alright. It's alright. King of Ninjas able to bait out the DP from Chopsuey and able to take a game in return. But man, was it looking like it was going to be another Chop comeback?
King needs to take his car to the dealership, check that brake fluid. Gotta pump the brakes just a little bit. It's okay. Everyone knows that zoners aren't real, and you should just brush down your opponents all the time. RTSD is the name of the game. King tied up 1-1, but not without struggle. All right, good burst there. Good to start setting it up. Yep, Chopsuey runs into Miragi, starting to get something cooking. Unfortunately, Izayoi not.
Actually, I think King went into that sleeper thinking that was going to be a happy birthday, but this is a happy birthday in return, and that's the character you don't get a happy birthday by.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, do not have the meter, but another DP goes out the window, down to just Yumi as Yukiko gets cut up. I mean, you know, King's been subject to a number of 1v2 comebacks. It's time for them to make their own. Yumi, a character who can do it once you get into resonance, and we're going to pop it right now. Pop the counter, doesn't want to block the 4P. Unfortunately, 4P is still there, and I think it'll be a cross raid for your troubles. Not even
a simple God Fist from the heavens, mining King of Ninjas in that third game, and Chopsuey is really looking so much cleaner. Didn't even have to make a comeback that time around. That was just clean all the way throughout.
Yeah. Definitely a dropped happy birthday. Not even a dropped happy birthday. Just an unfortunate non-happy birthday in King's part, turning into a happy birthday for Chopsuey. Who would be the difference there? Oh no, and so is getting Dragon Kick round start. Top now putting the character in front. Great JC actually to stop all of those shenanigans. And just messing 5A, looking like Grand Blue out here. So I don't have to worry about your teleport. I'll punish them either way. Oh no, unfortunate. The Phoenix not able to combo, but gets a 5P hidden by the ice. Alright. King playing too much Grand Blue, trying to hit confirm off of 2A there.
We got no bravery points here.
No.
Fans are out. Augie is out, controlling the screen. Trying to prevent that approach.
Oh my god, Chop's got this.
In. Oh, that's power charge. Oh, God.
Alright.
Deleted. Alt F4 deleted from existence.
And Alt F4 exiting from the game. Good stuff to Chop. You know, I have to hand it to Chop. I did not expect the power charge confirmed in that situation. Definitely a character master able to grind it out in the most desperate of moments. So good stuff from Chop. Good stuff from King. We gotta ease up on the DP buttons, the hold forward buttons, but nonetheless, impressive showing, making it this far into the bracket, ending up in 4th place. So not really going to be, might be switching places with Cykes in our standings for Master of the Night, but having been a frequent participant, still sitting pretty, having a spot for the finals potentially.
Yeah, and there's also a real possibility for players like Serene or Itudeku who didn't actually show up for this week to start dropping down lower and lower out of that Masters of the Night top 8. So
King and Cykes are neck and neck. King was 13 points, Cykes was 12. So really tight race up there.
Everything's like really tight. I mean, up on the top actually. Well, except Riazo.
Ignore Riazo. Riazo out here with 26 points.
Ignore Wecondo as well, I would say. Like, ignore those two. But,
16 points is a decent lead for these situations.
But yeah, other players, certainly, we could see some more shifting in the placements. But we've been talking about these standings. I don't think we actually ever read through them all completely, so I'll do that right now. We have Riazo in 1st place, having 26 points. And this is before we start to total up the points for this prelim. Wecondo in 2nd place with 16 points. Yeah, that's a 10-point lead for Riazo. You heard that right. King of Ninjas, I believe, has 13 points. And then in the 4th place, you have Cykes, 5th place, Hachi, 6th place, Itudeku, 7th place, Serene, and 8th place, Yosro. And we're going to be seeing things really shake up after tonight and next week. But we're going to be shaking things up in losers finals to see who gets sent out of the bracket, and we get to see who gets to move on into grand finals to get a chance at beating Yogamewizard.
Yep, Chop's going to be playing the real stuff all the way through. See how it fares against Cykes, who's definitely been on a tear this bracket. Oh, good DP, really brave, contesting the Chie 5B, and good sneaking in the sandwich situation. Chop is looking like they're going to be on the ropes here in a one touch for a super sort of scenario. There's that touch. Expect the cross slash coming real soon. Never mind, we're just going to be milking out to get the kill potentially. Oh, but off by a little bit.
Just a pixel. By just a pixel, I mean, I can't see anything on there right there. Just barely. Honestly, I don't even blame the calculations right there. I thought that was fair as well.
Yeah, definitely the health bar is pretty tricky. Even for those who are experienced in the game to determine the thresholds. Unfortunately, we don't need to determine any thresholds. Chop's starting to run the mix-up train with the Izayoi, showing real prowess, playing his character solo, and looking like some guilty gear out here. Get those hover dashes in and out. Cykes not watching their dome, and both characters bleeding out.
Yeah, the comeback certainly is looking very real for Chop. Bound to hit, but doesn't really believe in it. Maybe trying to go for an auto burst bait as well with that jump cancel. Either way, Chopsuey still has a life advantage with this Izayoi. Hasn't even spent resonance either. So Chop is in a really good position where even if we do get set back later on, we still have that resonance to come back to this Izayoi. I think we're going to probably not resonance very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Does not want to deal with the incoming scenarios. Actually tries to teleport aggressively out, but Cykes one step ahead. Starts out the homing EX Persona crash and dicing her up.
First game going to Cykes, and now we are entering our second game.
Get ready.
Character selection, deciding what our order is going to be, starting off with Izayoi and Adachi.
Yeah, really impressed by Cykes' ability to just kind of neutralize the Chie. Chop has not gotten one real good Chie Meteor situation yet, and it's partly due to how all the players are just so attuned to getting around those shenanigans.
Oh my god. And yeah, that was a really smart Azrael placement, or Jazio placement right there. Able to lock down the Chie so that Meteor couldn't use the skip for Chop right there.
Yeah, and this is where the fun begins. Whenever Chop is able to get the cross combo with the Izayoi 6T in the back, it is a nightmare for the opponent, but Slice making it a nightmare for Chop this time, getting multiple cross-ups during that cross combo sequence. And unfortunately, another pixel character.
Chop is really cursing the game right now. It feels like the game is against Chop in the moment. There's the Meteor skip that we are so accustomed to. And that was really easy to just go for because of the fact that Cykes was charging up that Izayoi in neutral. Blowing right through it. Chop has Cykes locked down in the corner. Great block from Cykes on that double cross-up from Chopsuey.
Yeah, being put into the torture chamber again. Chop making his combo last a little bit longer. Going to pop it again if he gets it to block. Fortunately for Cykes, able to get out, but not able to escape the meteors. And down to just Adachi.
Alright, here.
Blessed by Chie whiffing, incredibly so, and Chop on the ropes.
In, had no safe entry option, but really popping resonance. Do not want to have to react to that mix. Instead, using it as a pause when to get out, and that meter and that health gain is a slight benefit of doing so.
Really using that Chie JC as kind of like a safe third jump, and just able to really avoid engaging Cykes in the. They were willing to do it on their terms. And that's really the difference between how they were to take that game.
Good, looking good. I love that these games are being traded back and forth. When the moment we enter top 8, we're just going like, okay, I take one game, you take one game. I take one game, you take one game. And it really makes things so much more exciting when you don't really know which player is going to be making it out on top, especially now we're in top 3 and anything could happen.
Getting near to the end. Cykes starting to set some stuff up. Amazingly, Chop able to avoid interacting with that Izayoi at all thanks to those timely fireballs. And as a result, man, I'm going to be switching the corners side, able to knock down Cykes, and now it's time for Spin Gust. Great patience, avoiding the DP, getting a real grip of damage from just a bevy of hitboxes.
And that's what we're talking about, where that persona is still active even if you try to push back that Adachi. You don't really get a big punish, and the Adachi can still try to frame trap you by going for another 5D.
Alright, Chop maybe getting the wires crossed at the end, falls down right into the persona, but luckily on the air tag, able to tag Ruby. Real mystery side mixed up right there. Goes for it again, not willing to let Cykes burst into Adachi. I think he's going to be hard tagging here. Yep. Sends out the 4-piece. Still willing to call the assist amazingly. But now Chop on the ropes.
Running away with the Adachi, wants to get out of that situation. And activating the cross combo with the Ruby. Ruby, though, on dangerously low life. So we're trying to use those Zeos to back up that Ruby assist. And also give Adachi a free entry point to get in.
Chop out of bar, having to have used everything for movement. And, I mean, yeah, just gets caught with another up back. Cykes really using Adachi as, like, a very capable point character. Oh, that's not what you want, even though you're going to be getting a free activation here. With a little bit of a life lead, you'd rather have Ruby healing up in the back.
That combo with a super and in resonance, it's going to be even more powered up. 6.3. We also have Azrael, but the resonance timing out just in the nick of time. A little too convenient there for Cykes, but what's not convenient is the fact that Chop has those combos down. This is his main. He's not going to be dropping those too easily as he closes things out very clean with that super, and Chop moving up 2-1 over Cykes.
I wonder if Chop was thinking that Cykes had, you know, Azrael, and Cykes was to go for wake up throws immediately in the Azrael and try to get a step ahead. Always a fun mind game whenever the insta kill bar starts glowing orange.
You know what? Azraels are optimal if you have access to them.
That's true. They are very, I think, viable in this game. Some characters can use them better than us, but it's always something to be worried about as you go through. But might not have to worry about it here. Chop going to be getting some good mix on the Chie. Good discipline by Chop, just blocking low. Cykes has the meter to spare, has the resources to spare, willing to just kind of play it out. Unfortunately, walks himself into the corner, and this is where the fun begins.
Oh, that first stage as well.
No! The crouching hitbox on Ruby, not letting the EX Dragon Kick come.
Cross fireballs on the screen. I saw also worried about that Adachi in front of his face, but now the Adachi is gone, and the Ruby is all by herself until the Adachi starts spamming those lasers. But in that case, we have the Dragon Kick to assist Chop in real time. This full combo, and still using that Chie there to try and lock Cykes down.
Alright, Cykes. Oh my god, what a aggressive active switch point, and this might actually prove to be how Cykes loses this game. Going to be losing Ruby here, and then Adachi going to be at just a sliver of life left.
Popping the super, that's going to be enough to take out Ruby. Chop still has one more character in the back. I assume we're just going to instantly pop resist. No, we're not using it just yet. And I think that is Cykes' biggest mistake as we try to go for the DP counter. And it just get baited out by Chop, waiting just enough time to get the full punish. And now Chop, correctly switching over to the Izayoi for the rest of this bracket, has made his way into Grand Finals loser side.
Yep. El Clasico coming through. Chopsuey Yogamewizard, a tale as old as time I've heard in these PlayStation 4 lobbies, a legendary matchup we will be seeing as we head to our Grand Finals. Winner of this gets to join Ryazo as the, with the esteemed title of a winner of a But not only that, both these players will be able to move significantly into the current standings top 8 for the circuit. So a lot at stake here. You get a good little chunk of that $500, and we're gonna need every one of those.
It's certainly a big deal. That's definitely not a prize pool you should be ignoring. And I'm sure a lot of these players definitely want to get a piece of that prize pool for playing a game that they enjoy. Earlier you said that a tight-knit community could be also seen as a Discord fighter, but honestly, that's such a vibe. I think I like it that way.
Yeah. I mean,
there's something nice about having a smaller community.
Definitely a different vibe compared to grinding those MMR mines.
True.
Everyone knows BB Tag lobby, the best lobby. You just go in there, you shoot the shit, you get some games in, learn a bit about matchups. But yeah, these two definitely played a lot in there, and I mean, friendships online turned to friendships offline, clashed in their offline tournaments, placed high and lead in those. We'll see who comes out on top today as we hit our grand final.
Grand finals, Chopsuey going to losers a lot earlier than you may have expected, but able to bring himself all the way back to loser side of grand finals to play against Yogamewizard, who has just been on a roll this entire night.
Yeah, YGW only dropping a few games. Was looking real perfect for a minute, but unfortunately Cykes put an end to that. See if they will let Chop play on the side after this, or it's just be curtains straight up. Already we're getting the EZO setups. Oh my god, hides the Rekka behind the laser. Chop not able to see, and actually not bursting out early, probably aware of how much damage Gamewizard gets off of burst punish. And we're about to see some of that right now.
And it really is notable that Gamewizard here is played Chopsuey earlier in this tournament. Actually sent Chopsuey down to losers with a 3-1 finish. And let's see if things are going to be changing, because Chopsuey did play Ruby in that previous set.
Yep. Got some good data, aka the Ruby is not quite ready to win a tournament, but this Izayoi looked mighty. Movements down, putting Gamewizard just to Yumi in a situation. There is a power chart combo going to happen if you get hit early enough. Unfortunately, that is not going to be the case, but maybe here. Nope.
Caught by that assist. I don't know if Chopsuey wants to use super just yet, or THC just yet, I mean. Oh yeah, not using it just yet, saving those 3 bars for later. Projectiles, go for that lockdown on Gamewizard, and Gamewizard able to get out, hitting that Chie for some damage in resonance as well, and is slowly pushing Chop closer and closer to the other side of the screen, taking Chop for a walk, and found a really good hit, forcing Chop to go for that burst to save the Chie.
Great awareness by Gamewizard to aggressively move forward past the persona. Knows that, as long as you're holding back, you won't be able to avoid it, getting proximity guarded. And good aggressive DP, knows that she is love pressing that 5P, and there's quite a bit of startup on it. So down to just Izayoi into Yumi. The Gamewizard, no meter left to their name, has to win the rest of this neutral just off of straight staggers. And Chop, unfortunately, not playing character known for their chip damage, but a clean hit is all you need. Going to be riding it to the top, to the ground, to a distortion finish.
There's the finisher. That's going to be the first game of the set, going to Chopsuey. And coming from that loser side, has to win 2 sets in a row to take out Gamewizard. And this is a fantastic momentum setter to try and take things all the way back from the loser side of the bracket.
Get ready.
Hey, second game is on. Returning to the Riverside space. Simple math. Moon in the background. It's been a great night so far, but it's going to be ending very soon as Yogamewizard is going to be immediately putting Chopsuey in a bit of a blockchain right there. Nothing too substantial. And attempting to go for the active switch with Yumi. Chopsuey catches that Yumi in the process.
Pulling out some new combos, able to combo from the air fireball hit. Gamewizard trying to aggressively push out with the Yumi JC. Unfortunately, still takes a bit of damage, and now we've got to try to stabilize a bit with Adachi. Help the burn, see if we can run it down. Chop not letting that happen, trying to push pressure on with the meteors, but good end here.
Okay, there's the Azrael. Catching Chopsuey just barely. Catching the tip of that head right there, and that's going to be a great starter here. Not some meter for super, but we'll be ending that combo a little bit early because that combo wouldn't be enough to stay with that super regardless.
Great push block, avoiding the Sandra situation completely by getting a push block hit on the Persona. Izayoi flying off the other side, has to get through these lasers and these hitboxes, won't be able to do so. Gamewizard is going to take Chop to the corner. Good blocks, able to save the character more or less, and I mean Gamewizard might be losing theirs.
Well, but not if we get that last minute burst against Chopsuey, and Chopsuey not ready to punish that properly. And now, Yogamewizard is really just taking the damage that Yumi would have taken otherwise. And still in the backup can provide that extra support for the BZO setup after freeze, and that's going to be the overhead straight into death.
Very last hit on that laser, really proving to be fruitful for Gamewizard. Just 5C spends the extra bar. Why not going to air raid into a cross slash, and just like that, Gamewizard taking that game.
Once again, like every single set we've seen so far, we are returning the favor almost immediately, completely matching that energy that Chopsuey brought to that first game and bringing it in the second game to bring things back to normal, bring things back to an equilibrium. But it's certainly not an equilibrium for Chopsuey because he really needs that lead in order to make that reset happen.
Stop saying Adachi beam hitbox is a sin. I'm inclined to agree. That was the very last hit of a very tall beam. You know, sometimes you just doink on the pole and, you know, beams in the way, smack down. Hey, Okada! Speaking of which, Okada, congrats on going over to CEO Otaku. I'm hoping you understand what I'm saying, but we look forward to seeing you there. Yeah, these matches are going to be sick and hopefully in your future.
Okay, hard knockdown with the Ender. And the Yumi assist with a plus that allows him to set up BZO for free, 236C for the extension. And that's going to be looking really good here. Oh, and threading the frame trap there with the 6P.
Really slick grab in between the gap and really good awareness to block. Did you know that Chie counters her hit is a low? It's crazy, isn't it? And that's what you need to do if you're Gamewizard. Actually able to avoid the counter multiple times. Not able to get the punish on that one though. The timing on it hitting Izayoi just threw things off a little bit. And I mean, Chop's got something cooking. All the bar in the world are going to be getting lots of chip going at the very least.
Oh, Adachi getting out for free. No veil posted at all, just walked out of prison and finds a really good hit against Chopsuey, chasing him up into the air, not enough to kill yet, and Chop knowing that game
Chop
was
knows.
over.
He doesn't need to watch the cutscene, man.
He's there.
Gamewizard is really on something, just the perfect awareness to thread under the Chie JCs at every turn and get punished, or at least, at the very least, start taking their turn back. Oh, Chop, you can't say GG's, you still got one more game! He's out of there? Yo, Chop, come on.
Wait,
Y'all can play something fun.
Wait, did he think he was over? Wait,
Oh, Chop, you got one more game!
Yeah, it's 2-1. It's not 3-1. I think he might have miscounted there.
Oh no, Chop about the dip. We need a. Right,
oh, maybe he's already out of here.
Bro,
maybe he's already DC'd.
Bro, check me in. I'll be the sub. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, get yourself in there. You can start running us through the mindset playing against Yogamewizard.
Oh no, Chop.
Well, I
Chop-
wonder if he just like got offline. He just unplugged.
No, he's still
He's
talking
outta
in Discord, but I
Okay.
don't know if he's looking at Twitch chat. Chop, no, come back. Chop. It's 2-1. You still have a chance. All right. Well, I mean, look, Gamewizard really on one today. Definitely playing super well. We'll see if Chop decides to come back. We are short Chopsuey. It is 2-1. You won a game, even though you may have felt like you lost multiple games. Yo, Cactus, don't put that curse on me. Bro, I don't play like Embiid Serbia matches. I don't play like Embiid in the silver medal matches.
So wait, so is Chop coming back?
Chop's coming back. Chop's coming back.
Okay. He got to reboot the game though. I assume he just Alt F4'd out.
Alright, this is a Washige, what are you doing? But
Oh, okay, there we go. No, it's not quite Washige. No.
Not quite Washige. Yeah, it's
No,
like the inverse, right? Where you think you're gone and then you come back, you're just like, oh wait, I'm still here.
Yeah. Washige is like if you're winning and then you throw horribly. Chopsuey, he's not throwing here. He's just admitting defeat immediately.
It's just the inverse. But maybe that little break away as you kind of walk off stage and you come back. Maybe that's what you need.
Maybe he forced the breather to happen there.
Jack is about to throw hands with me. I'm not about to engage this side slander anymore. We're going into game 4. See if Chop can navigate back for the reset. Somehow runs into the Yumi 5T, just a little bit gap in the block string. But right now, Gamewizard really keeping the pressure going.
I don't know, maybe Gamewizard got iced there, but Gamewizard able to get a successful DP. A burst actually from Chopsuey to switch to Chie and basically get in for free against Adachi. Ooh, that was almost a full punish.
So cheap, man! Gamewizard narrowly of not getting their B-Recta punish, and as a result, gonna get happy birthday in turn. Chop to run as much damage as they can. Have to see a super in their future. No, just gonna save it actually. Would rather keep the good knockdown situation, but a good knockdown. A worse reversal.
Right, and there it is. There's a grab to clear out that timer. Hopefully get that partner gauge back. Straight into the super for the easy knockout on the Izayoi. But you still have to worry about that Chie, the anchor character, and that huge comeback potential this character provides. Ragna for the pause button, and immediately going for the overhead with the Yumi to cross to open up Chopsuey for a little bit of damage.
Gets hit by the Yumi finally. Which side was that on? I'm sure not even Gamewizard knows, and just like that. Super, and now we're done for real. Good stuff to Gamewizard playing it out and securing a spot in the top 8 for Intertwining Fates.
Yeah, absolutely. Gamewizard, dude, you went crazy. I'm not going to even lie. Taking out Chopsuey there, 3-1 grands, having a really close 3-2 against Cykes. I mean, you really just like made a massive run through the bracket so far. I'm really excited that you're going to be paid out in these points to start to secure that spot in those standings, but you're still going to have to worry about prelim number 5, and I think that's where a lot of these players that who want to qualify or who are on the verge of qualifying are going to try to enter and make that last chance comeback in order to get into that top 8 for the 60.
Good showing by our players. Chop unfortunately falling short, but getting a good grip of points here. Another performance like that in potentially week 5 might bring you to the top 8. But, whatever life throws at you, we'll see if you are available. Good stuff nonetheless. And Gamewizard, congrats on the first place victory.
Absolutely, and congrats to everyone making top 8 as well. Chopsuey, Gamewizard, like we mentioned, Yo07, Cykes, King of Ninjas, BumbaChunga, Spritecranberry, and Wecondo. But other than that, I don't think we have too much else to say. Four-Star Kirby, you got anything else to mention before we start to sign off for tonight?
Not much on my end. If you guys are still lingering around in chat, you can throw in a hashtag Matcherino. I promise, if you say something funny in the comments disparaging my Philadelphia 76ers, I will read it and be at you, Cactus. But nonetheless, support your players out there. Still some free clothes left to claim, so you don't even have to put any of your good hard-earned money in there. You can take those venture capitalist money and distribute them to us gamers in need. But yeah, good job, good stuff. Thanks everyone for joining us online and watching. Shout out to Okada giving us a watch from all the way across the world, as well as everyone else whose names I may not know by heart, but you two are also valued viewers.
Absolutely, and thanks. I couldn't have said it better myself. I appreciate both of you for holding it down on the mic tonight. You both did a wonderful job. Thanks to G-Tech for helping me out on the TO booth tonight, and thank you to all the players who came out and came to really appreciate BB Tag and come to play with us tonight. BB Tag's a pretty old game by this point, and it can feel kind of frustrating playing this game sometimes. I'm sure just watching that set, you could feel the frustration coming from Chop. But regardless of that, it's a game that we all love. It's a game that we vibe with, and I think the fact that we're able to support it for this long and continue to have such a welcoming fan base is always a wonderful experience. I'm happy to bring all of this to you guys, and I hope to be able to do this more in the future, and we will, because this is not the last tournament we will have. This is indeed the fourth of the 5 prelims and the finals that we're going to have later down the line. So if you're looking forward to more BB Tag from Intertwining Fates, then you are definitely going to be getting that. Now, we're not the only people that are doing some BB Tag tonight. Well, I suppose tonight, yes, but within the next couple weeks, we're also going to be having 2 Big 8s on every Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST. We'll also be going to have the WNF bracket on every Wednesday, both PC and PS4. So if you're on either of those consoles, feel free to do so. I believe WNF is one of the few PC brackets running still. And anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but if there's more than just that, then I'll have to think about that. There's also Ride the Railfire happening Thursday this week? I know it's a bi-weekly, so it's either this week or next week, but it's happening within the span of before Prelim 5. And I believe Church is also hosting an event within the next couple weeks too. We'll go ahead and link that whenever we get the chance, but lots of BB Tag to look forward to. Lots of games if you are interested in anything that we've been able to see here, so you'll have plenty of time to indulge in your favorite BB Tag content. But I believe that'll be all for tonight because G-Tech said to me he doesn't have anything to add. So, once again, thank you to everyone who has came in to tune in tonight and watch some good old BB Tag with us. Thanks to all the staff that has helped us out tonight, and we will be signing off. Have a wonderful night.
Thanks, y'all. Peace out.